content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification button. And please, feel free to share the video. Thank you.
Check, man. Can y'all hear me, man? Check 1 2 1 2, man. I'm GG, man. You tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up with no chases, man. Got a little bit of technical difficulty popping off with the mic as soon as I pushed it on, man. Like, what's cracking with that? But anyway, man, shout out to y'all, man. This is an impromptu little show I'm doing right now, man. So before I get things started like I always do, man, I want to give a shout out to all you hating suckers out there, man. I hope y'all having a good one, man. And if you come in, man, you find yourself in the stream, man, hit the like button, subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the bell notification button so you can stay on top of what's cracking here on the Green Gorilla channel. And like I always do, I want to give a shout out to all the people who support the Green Gorilla channel before I even get started, man, because, they make everything pop off over here, on the channel, man. So shout out to Divine Love Ridge, Afro Troop TV, Show Me Brotherly Love, J. Cleveland Green, Rais Morjeed, Spain Man, Lee Ways, and Tahutia Nukamet. Big up to them. Big up to No Sleep, Ben Cannon, Kenton, Seven Coast Dojo, Apex Prowler, Anthony Davis, I'm Just Jules, Black Swerve 404, and Honest Look, Sherman Woe, and Ricky Dawson. Big up to y'all. Big up to Stefan, Julius Ferguson, Lord Amal, True 7360, Mr. Me Too, Call for President, Leading from the Back, Gold Professor, AKs and Curtains in H-Town. Big up. Big up to Roguish, the Billmonger, BD Main, Adrian Thomas, Electrician 480, Binger, Cutting Up with the Jones, Zanko, D. Scott, Path God 74, and P Rock 496. Big up. Big up to Aaron Peters, Barnolas, Dardar, Vincent Lindsay, Beautiful Trauma, Quiz the Poet, Black Wizard, ADOS, Jazz Tech, Shadow Observer, and Sugar T. Big up. Big up to Artist and MC, Kyle J. Sura, Kareem, Troy Warren, Mrs. KP Bailey, Alan Wiley, The Face, Life of Commerce, Dream Lit, Nate Wilson's Ghost. Big up. Big up to Timothy Blewett, Jeffrey Speed, Marvin Battle Jr., Mark Holt, Adam, BGS Ibmore. I see you in the house, BGS. I'm here, baby, on a Sunday, baby. Ignatz Mouse, Brian Peaks, Papa Didas, and Scott Haywood. Big up. Big up Black Uru Strikes, Dr. Tree 33, Leroy Honeycutt 77, Base X, Brian McMurray, Karen S, Charles Rogers, Rick Ross, and Sandra Jean. Big up. Big up to Charles Gilmore, Greg, Barry Little, Mr. Valentino, Jason Hales, Black Men Being Brutally Honest, Cameron 87, Dr. Rock, Mark Swift, and I Carter. Big up. Big up to Donald Watts, Coach Hotep, Old Soul Chief, Mr. Blue Collar, TD Hip Hop Media, Drew Main, Mr. Heat, Sir Anthony, MLR, Universal 178, and Rasheed Barnes. Big up. Big up to Aaron Smith, DH, Red Pill Revelator, Aaron Infinite, Dr. Tiasan Johnson, Kalanja Kala, Hostile Adept, and W Pierre 1. Big up. And I can't forget the brothers, man, who've passed. Forrest Windu, David Carroll, and that boy Kevin Samuels. Big up to all them, man. And on the Patreon side, I got to give a shout out to Chris Flowers, Christopher Burton, Daxby, J Live, Rashawn Phillips, Keith Bass, Nick, Rock One, Albert C, Dr. Ben Vincent, J Cleveland Green, I'm the Light of My Father, Waffle Weave, Tyrone Hampton, Darnell Smith, Excalibur, Anu 219, Pursuer Prisoner Taz, Dragon 59, J Bailey, Mr. Michi, and the Sangwa. Can't forget Mo Mal though. Big up to all y'all. Y'all deserve a round of applause for supporting the Green Gorilla channel. Thank you so much for your ongoing help, man. Appreciate that, man. Again, y'all deserve a round of applause. And if you're interested in supporting the Green Gorilla channel on an ongoing basis, man, here's how you do it with a membership on YouTube, man. I'll be back with the show after that. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla Channel, the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chaser. Today, I want to introduce you to my new membership program that consists of 5 levels where you can invest in the Green Gorilla Channel on a monthly basis and receive level-specific perks. Memberships are special because they improve the quality of the content of the channel and will help me to be able to keep the channel going. Now, to participate in the Green Gorilla Channel membership program, all you have to do is hit the join button, which is located right next to the subscribe button on my channel page. Now, for all of my subscribers who decide not to participate in my membership program, nothing will change. The content will keep coming the way it always has. Thanks for watching, and be careful out here, people. Bless. All right, man, we back. You know, I'm TG. You know where you at, man. You tuned in to the Green Gorilla Channel. It is the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up with no chasers. You know, before I even get things started, man, I want to make sure that everybody understands, man, that, you know, this is an adult show. And you might hear some things that might be a little off-putting. So, again, here's the disclaimer.
The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Yeah, so if you're scared, man, go to church. It's Sunday. You can go ahead and check on in. But I brought a good friend of mine here today, man. You know what I'm saying? Her name is Stacy Static. What's cracking with you, Stacy? What's happening with you?
What's happening? I hope they can hear me okay, because I don't have a mic. I wish I would have thought about it. I would have done this in my studio. Duh.
That's cool. But you know, hey, man, you know how it go, man. This is impromptu. I'm glad you agreed to come on and get down, man, and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And you about the person to have the conversation with. You know what I'm saying? My friend Stacy Static here has been in the media for over 25, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, she's been a host or MC, if you want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? You've been at the, like, professional radio for like 30 years talking about all kind of different shit, right?
Yeah, that is real. Oh my God, you're aging me. But yeah, it's been 30 years.
Man, we've been knowing each other since goddamn freshmen in high school and shit.
Absolutely. I don't even think I was in high school. I think I might have been in 8th grade. Might
have been too, because I think we first met at some place called Junior Achievement. If my memory is not eluding me. I can't really, I don't know for certain, but I assume.
I don't know for certain. I know it was a long time ago, and it was through Joelle. That's when I initially met you. Yes.
But you the homegirl, so you know what I'm saying. We've been cool for a long time, and you're very opinionated. You don't pull no punches. You say what the fuck you feel. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah, it's not always worked out so well, but you know, I did make a career of it. So let's go.
True indeed. So you ain't scared. You ain't. I mean, it is what it is.
And
also, you know, I'm a very opinionated individual. Always have been.
Mm-hmm. We're both Geminis. So
both Geminis. So both have the capacity to talk and to express our opinions.
To be Trump or Kanye, you never know.
We don't know what personality might pop off at your ass. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we done spent many, you know, we got friends in common, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we know each other like for real. So we real partners in real life. In real life.
I know this guy, this Green Gorilla person. I've seen his face. I know what he looks like.
Okay, so, you know, motherfuckers think I'm a 300-pound guy over here and shit.
No, he looks nothing like that.
Like I can barely breathe and shit. Like I'm some sort of guy that has no chance of getting with women and shit. Like I'm just sitting here like a fucking goofball or something back here.
That's why it's hilarious. I'm like, let's go. This is ridiculous.
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna put myself in the fucking 10 category, but I feel like I'm a pretty decent looking fucking guy.
I know that my homegirl was toe up when y'all didn't make it. So
oh man, come on, man. Look,
I won't say toe up.
She wasn't toe up, but look, your friend. Look, let me just say this, man. She's a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just be on some shit sometimes. Like I wasn't, you know, I wasn't nothing against her per se. She's a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't want this to get back to her and for her to, you know, think that I'm trying to diss her in any kind of way by saying the shit.
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but you know, like, you know how niggas be in different places at different times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So at that time, I wasn't into that. And then, you know, like, man, your girl drink more than I do, goddamn me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, shorty. You beat me to the bottom.
Let's talk about that. And not just to her. I don't know I don't know if we're just winging this or if that is.
Yeah, we winging this shit. It don't matter, man.
All right, that is a segue into a topic that I want to address because I think it's important. Remember, like when we first got on, and I'm like, I try not to cuss niggas out no more because I used to be. That used to be me. I used to fight.
Oh man, see, there we go. That bullshit.
Physical fight. I mean, but I was young, and I had trauma, and I thought that was okay. But I am not I don't like to call myself old, but I'm not a young woman anymore. And I had to learn. And I've read a few books and I've done a lot of work. So, but I think that it's a lot of sisters that be drinking. Yes, they be drinking. But, and you know, and I can say this because I spent a good 20 years of my life in nightclubs, rocking the microphone, drinking every weekend.
True indeed. I mean, but that was part of your business, though.
It was part of my business, but at one time I was drinking a little too much, and I was out in public. So I had to tell myself, yo, you got a 2-drink maximum, sis, and then you got to go home. But we're not cutting ourselves off, and we're not aware. But I was made to be self-aware because I was in the public eye. I'm not drinking at home. I don't even drink at home. I can show you my liquor cabinet. I may take a picture of it and sit in my liquor cabinet, my liquor cart, and full bottles. And I got good stuff up there, but I'm not a home drinker. And that's not to judge. That's me saying simply, sis, you drink too much. Like I said, if I'm out and about and I'm working and I'm in a place where I'm encouraging people to drink, 2 drinks is my limit. And I'm there for 2 hours. So that's a drink an hour. And that's just to loosen me up and to look like I'm having a good time doing what I'm trying to encourage everybody else in here to do. But sis, you should not be drinking whole bottles of wine by yourself at the crib. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you're over drinking. You're drinking too much. And it's okay. And I don't think enough of us, and we all enjoy wine. I love a little wine with my girlfriends and sitting around drinking. That's one thing. But if you at home by yourself watching TV, curling up.
Yeah, that's an issue. Yeah.
That's an issue, but you're doing it behind closed doors and nobody knows the issue. But I'm telling you, stop that shit. And if you got a woman in your life that's doing that shit, let her listen. Because I used to drink all the time for fun. I was working. That was my life. That was my job. To drink.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you be at the club and motherfuckers will hear you on the radio and you be trying to promote the spot and people should come out and all this kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, my whole issue is, you know, I get it in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really drink hard liquor. I like to smoke cigars. Even like, you know, I'm on some Shannon Sharp shit. It could be a cheap one or a pricey one. You know what I'm saying? It could be some Yak and some Miles or something like that. You know, but I don't really drink hard liquor at all, for real. You know, unless it's cats around buying shots and shit like that.
Right, socially. You're a social drinker.
Right. But no, I mean, I will drink, you know, I will drink beer by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But, you know, but the whole point is, no disrespect, man. Like, you know, like, to your girl in particular, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, if she drinking more than me, goddamn me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, because I can drink some shit.
But isn't that judgy, though? That's kind of judgy.
It's some goddamn right, it's judgy. I'm like, all I'm saying is, I want my woman to be alert. You know what I'm saying? I want her to have a mind together, a body together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to pick my girlfriend up, man, and help her, you know, like, because she swaying from side to side. You know?
And I feel you, and that's how I feel. I don't think that anybody should be drunk. I don't like no drunk ass man. Can't stand them. I broke up with a dude. It was a long distance relationship. He came and cleared out this here bar cart that I had over here. This nigga drank all the liquor in my house. How you drink all the liquor in my house? And you visited.
So, I mean, you gotta buy some shit though too. Yeah, you gotta buy some shit.
No. I don't want him to buy anything. I don't want you to drink it like that. Why are you drinking all of my liquor? Why are you drinking all of my liquor in a weekend? Why are you knocking off a half handle of Jim Beam in a weekend?
But but put it this way, like I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna say I ain't never made exceptions to that rule. All depend on how thick the motherfucker was. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a smash down. It wasn't necessarily
okay, but at our
relationship
age,
type shit popping off. But
at our age, I don't even want to be around that. I'm not dating that. I don't even want it around. No, I don't want it. Nope, bye. I don't want no drunk ass man. I don't want no man that drink more than me. What the fuck?
Well, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I personally, she says, my boy says, get a good buzz, but still have situational awareness. Yeah, like, here's my goal, or my standard. If you look drunk when you wake up, that's a motherfucking problem, goddamn me. If you look drunk but you ain't even drinking, cause but you still got that drink look. If you in a 24/7 cycle of a hungover type vibe in appearance or smell or whatever the case may be, then I gotta pull back from that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never say I ain't drink too much. Okay? No. But I'm just saying, but I know I'm drinking too damn much, and if a chick can hang with me, it's a problem.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't drink shit but beer no way. I don't even drink beer right now. So I don't drink nothing right now. It is what it is.
Try January right now.
Yeah, so but you get the picture though. And then speaking to some shit earlier, at least I could say this: you learn your lessons early on about like being combative and shit like that. One of my guys here, man, he's one of my sponsors and shit. He helped put me on on the game and on the map as I entered into this space we call the Black Manosphere. His name is BGS Ibmore. He basically says that when it comes to black women, man, a lot of times they exemplify the Klingon mating strategy. If you know what Klingons are, it's like a reference to Star Trek.
I'm not familiar. I'm not a Trekkie, so you'll have to explain.
So Klingons have mating rituals, and they like to fight each other before they fuck and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
okay,
it's like combative type shit. Like like who gonna be the dominant? And it's aggressive. Just it's just aggressive off the bat.
Oh, he's saying that black women are like that?
Pretty much. Like black women, or if you're young, they'll punch you and shit and treat you mean if they like you.
Okay.
They won't just be like, I like you. They'll like, be mean to you if they like you. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's some crazy shit.
But as we age, does it get better?
I wish I could say it does. I wish I could say it does, man. But a lot of times, black women, man, feel like they got to be in boss mode and shit. Like, like I'm the boss. Like like I'm like, God, you got the chopper in the car or some shit like that.
But I think that you say boss. Is it the assertiveness? I'm trying to understand because
you know what that shit is. It's like you can't be wrong. Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you. Go ahead though. Finish your thought.
Because I will tell you if I've been guilty of it, and I'll tell you if I agree with you. But I want to be fully, and I don't know if I like that word for it. I don't know that I like the word boss for it. But go ahead.
Y'all like to run shit.
We like to run shit. In what way?
In every fucking way.
So,
like I'm being honest. Like you like to run shit on like where you going.
Where you going?
Like in terms of like if y'all going somewhere together, you like to run that shit. Okay? When it comes to buying shit, you like to run that shit.
You don't think there's any compromise? You sound so aggressive. So you don't think there's any
I'm telling you the truth, man. My experiences. Even women who are so-called passive and shit like that, they passive aggressively find a way to run shit. When it comes to like, I've done a survey on this. Like, there's a Pew Poll survey out. I can show you the shit. Hold on, Pew Poll. I can show you. Here's how I can explain the shit, real easy. Like, PEW, man. Pew. Okay. It's just gonna take me a second here to get this shit pulled up.
So
present, stop screen, present, share screen. Hold on, you just hold tight. You just hold tight here.
And I'm sorry, I giggle every time you curse because it's just funny.
Why is this funny, man? We've been knowing each other for hellas, man. Why is this shit so funny, man?
Because I told you, I know somebody that used to talk like that, but they stopped. They had to because they became a politician.
Oh yeah, you know your ex, so
Yeah,
one of your baby daddies.
And it really tickles me, and I'm just like, to hear it now, I'm like, bruh, knock it off.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. So look, women call shots at home. All right, so like this is already a general trend in relationships. Like this is an old report though; it's an old survey, but it was logged in September 28, 2008. They say it's a man's world, but in the typical American family, it's the man who wears the pantsuit.
It's the woman who wears the pantsuit. Okay.
Right? I mean, yeah, it's the woman who wears the pantsuit. Now, but hold on. Who makes the decisions at home? Women say they make more decisions. The man, 26% of the time, says he makes more decisions. And the woman and the man together say they equally divide the decisions. Those are the reports, right? So all that shit, of course, adds up to 100%, right? So look, I'm not going to go into in depth to this shit, but it's just to underscore my point. So, an edge to women on what to do and what to buy. Who makes the final decision when choosing weekend activities, buying major things for the home, who manages the finances, and who controls the remote control? So that's 4 areas. And this ain't just no, African-American shit. But when it comes to African-American shit, it's even more pronounced. Because y'all got to run shit for some reason.
So men are feeling powerless. Is that what this is all about?
This ain't about feeling powerless. It's about like attitudes and it's about habits and practices. It's about culture. It's about, history and legacy and institutions and policies. It's like this is a multifaceted issue, you know what I'm saying? It's a complex issue that has a whole bunch of moving parts that have to be unpacked and dissected. It's not just something you could just gloss over and then, have a correct assessment about it. You gotta ponder how all of this came about. You know what I'm saying? But to be quite honest, and I was telling you this the other day, a lot of dudes are delusional because they think that in terms of the family life, they have power that they really actually don't have. I've been trying to convince guys, look, as it pertains to marriage, you think you got all of this power and shit like that, and that you wear the pants and that you run it, bro. You really aren't. You don't have control of the game like you think you do. You think you running it. You think you got control, and you think that you're in a position of power and so on and so forth. My whole contention is, no, you don't, bro. You don't have the power in that situation. That chick can leave your ass anytime she get ready. She can make an accusation against you, even if some shit, like you said, you used to like to fight and shit like that, okay? Now, you got a lot of chicks, and to me, I said I wasn't going to use the term, but to me, just quite frankly, if a woman is assaulting you and shit like that, that's some bitch behavior. It is. Okay, now I'm just keeping it a buck by saying that. Like if you in the household slapping niggas, punching niggas, walking by, pushing niggas, and shit like that. That's some aggressive sort of shit. Mm-hmm. That's fucking terrible, reprehensible behavior. But see, women don't get punished for that. Primarily, it's the man who takes the blame, who gets punished for that. If there's a response or if there's a reaction, which if it keeps being conducted, if that shit continues to happen, there will be a response at some point.
Okay. Well, first of all, if a man finds himself in a situation with a woman who becomes physical, he needs to leave said woman, because nobody should be physical with one another.
This is true.
There is, I mean, you don't stick around and wait for the outcome to that. I mean, like I said, I was doing that stuff in my 20s.
That's true, but we all know. Like,
firmly in my 20s. So if you still dealing with certain stuff past your formative years, then it's time to start taking a hard look at your decision making and the choices you make in a partner. I say that to say, yes, I do believe that we have a lot of power. I think I discussed with you the other day when I was just talking about the issue of abortion and women having children, and how I don't believe in child support unless there are certain factors in place. But like, of course, if that's your ex-husband, if you're married, I believe in child support. If dude is just openly like I told you, a friend of mine, her child's father was just really flashy, throwing money all over the internet, but didn't want to pay her money. It's just like, bruh, you gonna have to come off, because you flossing on the internet, but you're not paying child support. You're trifling. So I agree. We do have a lot of power in the home.
You got all the power in the home. Look, I've been doing shows on this shit for the past fucking 2 years, and I've been researching the subject. And ultimately what I come to the conclusion on is that, look, and I just did a show on this recently. I'm not going to go over all the academics related to it, but it's like a real convoluted situation. Like, guys think that they run the house and that there's this cultural precedent where they're supposed to be the head of the family. But if you look at the judicial system, women basically are awarded custody the vast majority of times when it comes to children. And the individual who has custody of the children, they're the head of the family. It's just, it is what it is. So my whole thing is, when it comes to family life, like, we can talk about different institutions. I even said it myself, right? Like, when it comes to other institutions in society, one could argue that patriarchy might be present there, okay? But when it comes to the institution of the family, there's no patriarchy anymore. In fact, what we have is a court-awarded gynocracy, where women just basically run the shit. They know whatever decisions they make, however their dice fall, that in the vast majority of the cases, they're going to get the favorable outcome when it comes to judicial decision making. You know what I'm saying? So guys know this shit. And so it's like, not only that though, but also there's been like a cultural assault on like men and women being in familial situations. It's like, okay, everybody else can have a family, like a dude and a dude, a girl and a girl, a trans person and somebody else. All them family formations are, let's support those. But when it comes to a man and a woman raising children and shit today, that's like what they call heteronormative. you name it, man. It's privileged. And so, you know, it needs to be destroyed, because that's where the patriarchy actually is, in family construction, which then gets replicated and mimeographed in other areas in culture and shit like that. So at least that's how the argument goes. I hope I wasn't too wordy.
I mean, you know how you can be. But no, I got you. I followed it this time.
Oh, God damn, man. Okay, let me put the shit in nigga terms, all right? So
can it be late? No, it gotta be niggas. No, go ahead.
Put it this way. It's cool if everybody can fuck everybody else and have a family and shit, but when it comes to two straight motherfuckers having a family or relations, it's a problem.
Okay, but here's, you know what the gag is. You need a man and a woman to actually create humans. So,
Bingo. But then they say, well, we understand that. However, that's only one part of what relationships should be about and shit like that. So
you know what I don't give time to? That shit. Because at the end of the day, you can't deny facts. And in order to
shit, motherfuckers deny facts all day, every day
you
out
know
here.
what? And I don't entertain them because I'm not denying the facts and I only deal in reality. So I know that the only way to create a human is by having a man and a woman. Now, your boy Akon most recently, did you see what he said?
I don't know what he said. What'd he say?
He went on some podcast talking about how women are not as important as men. I don't want to misquote this man, so hold on.
Oh shit, women ain't important, huh?
Women, he said you don't even need women to have kids.
Or what, did they get artificial wombs now and shit? That's what they talking about?
Yeah, that's what he said. A woman could never compare to a man, is what he said. Men are superior to women and could never be equal because men are the kings.
Okay. Look, I told you the other day, right? I'm somewhat of a chauvinist, you know what I mean? But not to the point where I'm like, unreasonable. Because I believe that, like, when it comes to intelligence, women can be, in certain areas and domains, they can display or demonstrate excellence above some men and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just so happens that generally, as it comes to displays of athletic or physical prowess, in the regard, or in the domain of athletics, men are going to have the advantage there, okay? But there are some domains in which women are going to have the advantage. Like when it comes to living long and shit like that, or certain diseases, they're going to have the advantage. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you want to look at the shit. But, and who was it the other day that reminded me of the fact that it was like 3 women who helped motherfuckers get to outer space in America. So, I mean, just saying that women are inferior, I don't necessarily think that. But however, I'm saying that there's no equality. Like, men and women are not exactly the same. They're complementary, okay? They complement each other. There's things that women can do that men can't do, like give birth to children and shit like that. But then nowadays, man, they calling this shit birthing people now to the point where it's like, okay, they don't want to say that women have babies and shit like that anymore. They want to say that there's something called birthing people.
And I'm really not getting involved in that. I told you, I'm not dealing with that. I don't even entertain. So he goes on.
But you gotta entertain this shit.
I'm not entertaining that shit. I don't have to entertain that. I don't talk to the people. I'm not talking to the people. They sound ridiculous. I'm not even quoting those people, but I am going to quote him because you agree with him. Here goes. The 49-year-old rapper went on to say, if we go to Africa and we're talking about women, it's paradise because you're not just dealing with beauty. You're also dealing with a different mentality. Akon continued to claim that the women in African countries treat their men like kings and cater to them because they are not competing or fighting for equality because they understand that women and men could never be equal. So,
well, I always say, well, equal in regards to what? Like, equal in what way? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I got to say about the shit. To me, it's like, okay, what you talking about being equal in?
Okay, I'm not finished. I love the rest of his quote. Can I read it?
Go ahead, pop it.
The roles are very defined. It's very clean. Like here, even if you say the word role to a woman here, they'll get offended. Yo, play your role. Let me play mine. Role? What the fuck you mean role? Like everyone has a role. There's an infrastructure to life. And if a woman doesn't understand her position and the role that she plays in life, everybody's confused.
Okay. All right. Okay. So where did he go wrong at?
He actually didn't. I was
about to say there, like, what the fuck did he say that was so alarming or so backwards?
I think that the message is clear. I just think that the way that it's said is not. See, It's a lot of women, especially women who are my age, who are like, we were lied to, we were played. Like the women of my mother's generation had it way easier. My mother didn't work a real job until I went away to college. She didn't have to. She had always been taken care of. But she played her role. My mother cooked, my mother cleaned, she was pretty, and looking back, she didn't like it because she was always having to ask a man for some money. I mean,
There you go.
she had to
There you
ask,
go.
she had to ask my dad for some money. She didn't like that. So there is definitely, and then I look back and I'm like, well, she could have easily made her own money. But she didn't have the opportunities that a woman say today has, because a woman can get her cell phone camera and start making videos about being a mom and go viral, and now she's an influencer making her own money. But she's still in the house, she's still taking care of the kids, she's still cooking for her man, she's still pretty. You know what I'm saying? So it's there needed to be a balance, but there's the balance left when they sold this dream to women about being independent and
That's the cosmopolitan dream. It's like, okay, you can have it all. You can bring home the bacon fried up a pan and never ever make him forget you're a man, like the Angelique commercial or some shit.
yeah.
And look, I've never had a problem with women being independent if that's what they want to be. Okay? But my whole thing is, if you're engaging in a relationship, you're not independent anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You're interdependent. Mm-hmm. Not like you're, like a child dependent. You're interdependent. Okay,
Yeah.
You're operating in a way that you're not just thinking for yourself or looking out for what's just best for you. You're looking out what's best for the unit.
But I think that that's been lost on women because we've been conditioned to that happy wife, happy life sort of thing.
Man, that's some bullshit right there, because that definitely ain't true.
But
you know what I'm saying?
And I understand that. Like I always say, like nobody told me that I needed to take care of my man after I have a baby. They always just told me, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of the baby. Nobody told me that I needed to take care of the man.
And that's the motherfucking problem.
But
this is the problem.
But there's other thing. There's something on the other side.
Hold on, before you move on, I got to give a shout out to my brother, Mr. He here, man, for passing that motherfucking collection plate around, man. Thank you so much, sir, for that kind and generous donation. He deserves some fanfare.
Wow.
Appreciate that, Mr. Heat. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. He says, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Support the Green Gorilla channel. I concur. Please support the Green Gorilla channel. Where else can you get media like this? Let's keep it popping, man. Go ahead.
What was my thought?
You were basically saying you didn't think that, there was a duty of yours to take care of a man at all in any regard.
No, but you know what? I think that both parties could go into a relationship there to serve the other. And if we both go into it to serve the other, now we talking. Because we both understand what our roles are in the relationship and how we are interdependent. And if we're both there to serve the other, then we don't have these same complaints. I think it's very important that men and women understand what we're both in a relationship for, because we need to work together and know they're, like Michelle Obama said, like a relationship is not equal. There's always going to be a 30, 70, 60, 40 situation on both ends. I mean, it's just because it's life. It's relationships. It's the other person serving the other person and vice versa. And sometimes our life choices and our journeys put us in position where the other person might need a little more serving than we need. And we're going to have to pick up the slack somewhere else. But if we're both constantly thinking of the other person, then we can be successful in a relationship. It takes a lot of work.
But motherfuckers can't get past that part, you know. But look, before I even move forward, I want to show you something else.
Okay.
Because I like to have evidence. And I like to demonstrate shit. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Bingo Bango. So this is a paper written by a woman named Belinda Brown, and she basically says feminism set out to destroy the family. Okay, and I'm not gonna go over the entirety of the paper, but like the paper, the general thrust of it is that feminists have basically perceived the mononuclear family or male and female relationships, heterosexual relationships, as a site of oppression for women. And the way to break and bust up oppression for women is to bust up the social arrangements in which that so-called oppression exists. And it exists most symbolically in the family. So it's like, okay, feminists have always made it clear they regard men providing financial support for women as the root of all evil. Like, in the black community, this is like, okay, don't take care of no nigga, don't cater to no nigga, take care of your kids and yourself, okay? That's just the fucking way it is, okay? And that, if you got to depend on a man, then you're putting yourself, like you said, your mom, like, I don't want to have to ask a nigga for shit. I want my own, okay? Not only that.
That's not what my mother said.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know how your mother thinks. I was going off what you said earlier.
No, she just didn't want to have to rely on him for everything. I need sanitary napkins. I got to go ask my husband for the money.
You should have a budget or some shit like that allocated to some shit. You shouldn't have to, probably go ask a nigga for everything you get like you're a kid or nothing like that. However, you know how the game go. We already know, and it's established by studies as well, that women don't like motherfuckers making less money than them, or if a man is not matching them or over them, they see him as a dusty ass nigga. I mean, this is just the facts. Like, I mean, there's studies on this. Like, men have to have at least as much money as a woman or more money than that woman for that woman to be satisfied with the marital or the relationship arrangement. That's just how the game is, okay? That's just the nature of men and women. Don't ask me why, okay?
I know why. I know why. What?
Okay, we're going to explain why.
I mean, they want somebody who they perceive can take care of them, or at least take care of themselves. Okay,
but here's the issue, right? We've moved into a realm where it's not like take, for example, the phenomenon of Kevin Samuels, right? You got women saying they want niggas making 100 G's or more. So in some instances, you got chicks I don't know if you and I mentioned it, but it was some chick that said she wanted 650 G's.
I was like, how much money she make? What's she do for a living?
650 G's in order for a nigga to be up to her code. And then not only that, the bitch probably overweight.
No, she wasn't. I saw her.
Okay, I gotta stop because I don't want to disrespect you. But
she was a beautiful young woman.
Okay, but even if you pretty, pretty ain't enough by itself. Like it's the attitude, it's the disposition, and like we already know that women want to be able to rely on us, like if they need to. But like my whole concept of like work and familial, input, it's like everybody got to do their part. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just me going out getting bread and then everybody eating off me while I work myself like John Henry to the bone and I'm dead and everybody else is still chilling. No, everybody got to put some work in to some degree. It ain't just me going out busting my ass. But the funny thing, the ironic thing about it is women are demanding that they be able to compete with men for jobs. They want the same jobs that men basically have or the same positions that men have traditionally held. Okay? But ironically, they don't want they want to match men in certain ways, but they want to preserve traditional male and female roles when it works to their advantage. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. If you a boss bitch and you making 250 G's, Why you need a motherfucking dude that's making 300 G's or 500 G's? Why can't you be happy with a nigga making 100K?
Is that man gonna be happy making just 100K when his woman is making more money than him?
If she ain't trying to be a boss, trying to run every damn thing. If she is like, so look, you already know. You was raised as a Catholic, or maybe not. You went to Catholic schools. I know that.
No, I was Catholic.
Okay, so we already know the biblical quote from Proverbs where it says, Proverbs 21:9, better to live on a corner of a roof than to share a house with a quarrelsome wife. Or in another translation, better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and ill-tempered wife. Now this is biblical, and there's a reason for it. It's like it's a constant nagging, a constant, like nobody wants to have to deal with that, man. And I know dudes got their own quirks or whatever the case may be, but like you constantly dealing with like battles in the home over bullshit.
No, it should be. That shouldn't be the case.
And it be petty shit. It don't even be shit that means anything. Like if you look back over like the last year and you argue about what? Like the remote control or where y'all went, or you didn't call me when you came home, or you didn't call me when you was late coming home, or just all kind of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? It really, when you look at it, it doesn't add up to anything. And my biggest gripe, and I said this before, when men and women are entering into relationships now, and you look at what women say that they want or what they're demanding out of them, the last thing I hear them say is like, I want a legacy out of this. I want like 2 or 3 generations of wealth and cultural development to result from this union. I want like future, offspring to be successful, and like you can say that that's implicit, but motherfuckers just don't do it. They don't have plans. It's all based on like Cinderella romance bullshit. It ain't like, okay, we both got good jobs, or we both are educated, and we can use the system, whether it advantages women or men or whatever the case. If we're working as a team, we can utilize the system however it's panning out to do what we need to do to make sure that our kids and, that their kids are going to have something to fall on, instead of just having to fucking get it out the mud like we did.
Right.
But instead of that shit, it's all based on petty, I want it my way, he pissed me off, girl. And, I mean, I ain't saying men don't fuck it up in their own ways. Not saying that. But I'm saying women, they contribute a lot to how the household, like the mood of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you are, a woman is the tone or the temperature, the emotional temperature of the house.
I definitely agree with you. And I'm not saying that you're not right. But I am saying that everybody got work to do. Like the women do be tripping. But men be tripping too. Men be tripping. Men feel like they can put their penises in everything because there are more women than men.
Some dudes.
Then I have to say some women feel the way that you.
Yeah, okay, for sure. Okay,
I didn't
that's fair enough.
To specify. I mean,
that's fair enough.
But you and I both know that men actually feel like their penis should be community penis because there are just more women than men.
Look, so look. Let's watch some videos right quick, man, and just respond to the shit. Cause look, I'm gonna let you motherfuckers sit on that one, right? Like y'all want to fuck everything to move. That's the argument she's saying. Like, and look, most men ain't getting no pussy no way.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, like, that's it. It's the truth.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
And women don't believe that.
The vast majority of dudes are not fucking.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe I'm saying that,
so
or you don't believe that it's actually true?
Most of the vagina is going to the top 3% of dudes, is what you're saying?
I'm not, look, I can't say that. But I know it's more dudes, it's more some dudes fucking than others. I know that. I know an NBA athlete is fucking more than a regular ass nigga on the street.
I mean,
right? You were in entertainment. You know this shit.
Oh, I know.
So I mean, you were in, nigga. You know all the old school hip hoppers and the new school niggas too. You know all them motherfuckers, and you know chicks is throwing the pussy at these dudes. You know this, man.
Yeah, they throw it.
They throwing panties, everything else. They doing strange shit they doing something strange to get close to these cats.
Yeah, because they gotta find somebody that make that $650,000 a year.
But you know, an average dude is not getting no rhythm from chicks like that. Now I ain't saying there ain't no dudes getting no rhythm like that. This, like from the hood or not. I ain't saying it ain't no dudes that have swag. But right. I'm saying the vast majority of cats that walk up to women, chicks is gonna be like, nope, thank you, bye-bye.
I don't know that I believe all of that.
Come on, man. If 10 niggas approach you, how many of them niggas you fucking with? Let's say you're not in a relationship, none of that shit. You absolutely single, and 10 niggas come up to you to try to fuck with you. How many of them niggas you gonna entertain? All 10?
Probably 3.
Exactly. Make my fucking point. Make my point.
That's 10 dudes. I mean, that's a great percentage.
So I'm saying, if that's the case,
it ain't 10 dudes coming up to the average woman on a regular basis. It ain't that many men out here.
Yeah, I could understand that as well. But you are aware that there's a lot of guys today who are socially awkward and who are like Norbit, they're not having sex, man. They're incels. It's a lot of guys like that nowadays.
Oh.
You don't think so? You think all black men is just fucking just fucking everybody?
Yeah. No, there's so many single women out here. There's so many single women. I just assume like all the guys are taken. But now you're telling me it's a whole bunch of men out here who ain't getting no action. Well,
man, you got niggas that's married that ain't getting no fucking action. You got guys out here fucking married.
Well,
this is not uncommon.
They need to leave.
This is not uncommon.
I'm not staying in no relationship and there ain't no action. I'm not doing it. So, I mean, I feel you. But it
motherfuckers right now look, 80 motherfucker guy, look, this guy, the guys here, or they chatting it up, right? And look, support the Green Gorilla channel, man. I got one fucking support, well, 2 supports. Shout out to hold on, wait a minute. Shout out to Rasheed Bourne, because I never did give him a shout out. Appreciate your support, sir. He says 1/10 of the heat. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate that.
What can I
support the Green Gorilla channel, man. Support black male media, man. The Cash App does work, bro. Support your scholars, man. We in here. But yeah, keep going. Say what you got to say, man. Well, I mean, but the dudes are basically saying, look, 80% of men are non-select. They don't meet up to the standards of women. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually don't meet up to women's standards. Like they're not tall enough. They're not handsome enough. They're not educated enough. They don't make money enough.
That tall thing is really, unless you having kids, if you 50 and you still looking for a tall man, girl, sit down. You ain't even childbearing age. I could see if you want a tall man because you want to have tall kids. That's understandable. But if you out here if you over the age of 40 and you still talking about he gotta be 6 feet, girl, sit down. Sit down. Be happy somebody like you. Like, stop it. Be happy.
But it don't move like that. It
They
doesn't.
not compatible. No, it needs to start moving like that. Like people need to be honest. Like, come on now. You're not even childbearing age. Why do you need somebody tall? Because you wear heels, then wear flats around him. What? Or wear your heels, sis. Don't cry. He happy he with you. Like what? It just sounds silly to me. Like if women are still talking every time I get tall shit, I'd be like, now I will say I do like a well-groomed man. I personally like attractive men because I'm attractive. So
Here we go with that. Here we go.
I dated.
You light-skinned motherfucker. I'm pretty.
Don't do me. Because I don't even claim that light skin. I don't even, because when you say light skin, I got some type 4C hair. Don't go there. And
that hair shit don't matter.
To who? Black men?
To niggas for real. Y'all got Hawaiian. Y'all got creamy crack and shit. You can do whatever the fuck y'all want to y'all hair.
I wear my hair in its natural state. I'm a natural sister. So no, I got kinky hair. My hair don't wave up when it get wet. Well, when it get wet, yeah, but no. Other than when it come out, it's definitely kinky right back again.
Motherfuckers know what Stacy Static look like. Stop the bullshit. Stop the cap, man.
Not everybody. Not
everybody here. But I know what the fuck you look like. They can do a basic search and find out what you look like because you've been a media personality, a radio personality in the city of St. Louis, so they can see you.
But I dated less attractive men, and it didn't work out because they were too insecure around me. I don't need that because they worried about what the other person doing. Now there have been less attractive men who got a little swag and got the confidence, but I prefer somebody with an attractive face, attractive to me, because what I find attractive, the next woman might not find attractive. I like dark chocolate brothers with beards. The next woman would like a light-skinned dude that look like Steph Curry. I wouldn't want him near me. But that's, everybody got their own preference. Everybody got their thing. Some men like light-skinned women that's skinny. Some men like dark-skinned women that's thick. It don't matter. That's your preference. Do your thing. But I'm not gonna date a short, light-skinned dude, even though that's not my preference. I have dated short, light-skinned dudes. So I
feel you, man. Look,
but I think sisters are silly. I think that sisters ought to consider dating outside of their race. I think that sisters need to learn how to date, period. But that's just me. Whatever.
Look, all I can say is, man, it is what it is. I can't, women have their preferences, men have their preferences. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you don't always get what you prefer. But, I mean, somebody, like who you turned on by at any given moment is idiosyncratic. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like a motherfucker might not even so-called be your type, but they still turn you on or whatever the case may be.
It's about what you're attracted to. And that's why I think lists are silly. Because you don't know, you might meet somebody that's not on the list that you're extremely attracted to, and you have things in common with. So when I hear women talk like that and they're single, I think to myself, that woman's going to be single for a very long time. Bless her heart. I wish her luck.
But nowadays, these women out here are basically saying they don't give a fuck about being single. Like they prefer to be single because I can do bad by my damn self. That's the Keisha Cole type shit.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I know. I used to talk about it. I talked about it on the air one day. I put it out there to women, and a lot of women were just like, no, I don't have sex anymore. It's not important. I don't do it. And I was just like, yeah, I'll never be that woman. So that's really interesting.
That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, for real, human beings are hardwired to be social, for one. And not only to just be social, but also to couple, to pair. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's some gay pairing or some shit, which I think is against the programming, but, I mean, motherfuckers are meant to be paired up to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's just, human beings need sociality and connectedness. They need to be able to have tactile sensory. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a function. It's a prime directive of human being itself.
Exactly. That's why I look at women that are silly when they say they don't have sex. I'm like, you are an unfulfilled human. That is weird. I don't even know how that is okay for you. Because you've taught, I don't know what kind of disappointment you've experienced in your life, but I can guarantee some of that disappointment comes from delusion because you just weren't honest about anything that was going on in the situation. So that needs to be addressed. Everybody should read the book Attached.
Yeah, I don't know what that book per se is, but look, but let me just say this before I move forward. But I want to do some housekeeping real quick. Shout out to Timothy Fields, sir. Appreciate your donation, man. Got to give you a shout out for that. Appreciate that, sir. Also, the Drew Main, he says, keep it going. Appreciate you, sir. Shout out to Kareem Austin. He just hit me up, man. Appreciate you, sir. Also, Spain, man, I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, dog. Also, Will I.R., he has a super chat. He says, she in girl code and cap, literally the stats on women with OOW kids compared to the men tell the story. I don't know what that means. If you could spell it out for me. Women are selective with intimate partners. Of course they are. I believe women are selective.
They shouldn't be selective with intimate partners.
I think that they should be, but wait a minute. Let's get back to the real shit here. Let's get back to the nigga shit. Okay.
I don't know what that
you know what? Women are not selective in a substantive way in who they fucking. Okay? They don't really actually care about the dude who might be really a good long-term partner. They want to fuck who they want to fuck because he cute or whatever the case may be.
I agree. I've been guilty of that. I agree.
You want to fuck the bad nigga, you know what I'm saying? The exciting nigga, and then have the other nigga come and you know what they say.
Be on the dumb shit. Yeah, be on the dumb shit.
You know, then you want a nigga to come dun 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 dun. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely, because that goes back into that cosmopolitan thing. That's what they, women are supposed to be sexually liberal, and we got the birth control pill, and we got legalized abortion. Not anymore. Yeah, I think that the scale definitely has been imbalanced for quite some time, and it's been off. I'm not saying that it isn't. But I'm also saying that men got work to do too. Y'all be having trauma and all kinds of stuff that y'all ain't dealt with, and y'all be talking to women crazy, and y'all be doing wild shit. So it's just everybody got some work they need to be doing. And it's a lot of women that are doing a lot of work. You can't deny that they're not. You can't say that they aren't. Women are going to therapy more than men are. Women are doing self-inflection more than men are. I just told you, I used to be the fighting, arguing bitch. Not that person anymore. Doing work on myself, but the men not doing the work on the other side. Because it's a lot of black men who still don't believe in.
Okay, go say it now.
They don't believe.
Speak that shit out there. You saying black men think they perfect and shit?
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. I said they don't believe in therapy. They don't.
I'm gonna tell you why.
A lot of black men feel uncomfortable telling their business to a stranger.
Let me just put it this way, okay? So shout out to Anubis. He says, and you can respond. You don't have to if you don't want to, but don't BWs have 1.2 million kids more than BM, and that's no disrespect to you, Anubis, by saying she doesn't have to respond. All I'm saying is that
don't black women what?
Black women outnumber black men, and there's a reason for that. We discussed this earlier, but this was off the air. We didn't discuss it on the air, I don't believe. But this is what happens, because you had a premature baby, right?
She was about 3 weeks early. Yeah.
3 weeks early. So what's the statistics and the empirical data associated with infant mortality rates?
Black female babies have the highest survival rate if they're born prematurely. White men are dead last. We are followed by white female babies, and then black male babies, and then white male babies are last in survival rates. And also black women, black females outnumber black boys by the age of 14. So by the time we enter 9th grade high school, it's already more black females than it is black boys, and the numbers go on to decrease after that.
And then there are other factors that exacerbate and hasten black men's demise, or their downwardly mobile track, or their marginalization, or hasten their deaths. Like, we dealing with a lot of shit that black women, not to say that they don't deal with any racism, but I've always maintained, I won't say I always maintain, but what I have recently grown to understand is what my mother told me as a young boy. Like, she sat down, you know how they have to talk with you about being black and shit like that?
Uh-huh.
Now, I have a cousin, you know what I'm saying, beautiful girl, you know what I'm saying? Back in high school, all the dudes at the school was like, hook me up with your cousin, nigga, hook me up with your cousin. I'm like, man, fuck all that shit. Hook yourself up with her. But anyway, they had a talk. They sat down with me and her. They was like, okay, she gonna be all right. She pretty and she smart.
Right.
You ain't gonna have too much of shit to worry about. Then they looked at me. My grandmother looked like a fucking white woman, okay? That's what the fuck she looks like, okay? My mom, light-skinned lady, so-called straight-looking hair, like her hair, like, it ain't white people, but it's like your girl hair. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. That's how my mother's hair is. Yep.
Yeah, like that. Like she don't need no pressing comb to get her shit lied and dyed and fried, laid to the side. It's just like that. Okay. So they looked at me and they looked at me, and I ain't super dark, but I'm dark enough to be unrecognized. I'm not no light-skinned nigga. Okay?
Really? Yes, you are.
You think I'm a light-skinned nigga? Come on, keep it a buck now. Let's just be your brother a light-skinned nigga.
Is he? I think you are too.
Man, come on. Oh my God, man. Stop the cap, man.
Okay.
I ain't no dark.
Colored.
Right. So I'm not Al B. Shore walking around this motherfucker.
Nah, but you ain't Damson Idris either, so.
No, I'm not Idris. I'm not motherfucking Morris Chestnut colored. But I ain't walking around. Huh?
You super good.
Right. That type color. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm dark enough for motherfuckers to know I'm unmistakably a nigga. And I ain't like El DeBarge walking around this bitch.
Right. No. But you're a black man for sure. Okay.
So they looked at me and they said, you got 3 problems right now. You young, you black, and you male. You got 3 strikes against you, boy. 3. Mm-hmm. Now today, everything has been flipped. Everything has been changed around. Everything been switched up to the point where it's like, okay, black women got it harder because they're female and they're black. And intersectionality, I know you heard the term before, basically dictates that they suffer from multiple interstices of oppression. Mm-hmm. So in other words, you got it worse on the account that you're women and you're black. So God forbid you a woman, you black and you're gay, or you're a woman who's gay and black and you can't walk straight or some shit. You got like a limp or something, or you get what I'm saying. So it's like they tally up. It's like oppression Olympics or some shit like that. But it still does not negate the fact that this society sees black men as the primary target of violence as it pertains to racism. It just is what it is. Like Public Enemy, like how they had the target for the icon or the logo for PE.
Yeah. They
don't have no target for women like that. Not to say that women don't get targeted, but we're talking about the ways in which black men are targeted, which is basically extreme violence, okay? And the frequency with which they're targeted by violence, right? It's more extreme, huh?
Yeah, I agree. And it's normalized in our media. It's normalized.
And it's gotten to the extent where, and this is one thing that, I try to tell people and I try to, let them know. But hold on, let me do this. He says, the only therapy black men need to do is recover from the disastrous divorce and child custody Hades that black women put them through. She's still girl code. So shout out to that brother, man.
I mean, that's that. Bless your heart that you think I'm girl code. I don't know. I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
Well, a lot of guys in this space, man, you know, they feel like women, they rock with women and only seek to procure or to advance the interest of women. And so, you know, like.
Yeah, no, that's not me. I'm very honest, and I will tell women when they fucking up. I'm not Shahrazad Ali. You got to pop a woman in the mouth. But I am everybody. Like Akon said, we all are part of the infrastructure of life, and we all need to play our part. We all need to play our roles. Men should not be dicks, and women shouldn't be dicks either. Like, it's just everybody needs to learn how to get along with each other. And I mean, divorce is a nasty thing, and I'm really grateful that I've not been married and gone through it, because the people who I know who are divorced are just fucked up, and I feel them. I feel them, because anytime, that's why I don't believe in child support. Anytime you involve courts and some shit involving Black people, we just always get, and especially, it goes true. Black men, y'all really get the short end of the stick. Y'all get fucked around. That's the judicial system involving Black men in any kind of case. So I feel the bitterness, I feel the anger, but it's just like, bro, everybody's not here, and everybody wasn't involved in that situation. And I know that for whatever reason, divorce is nasty as a motherfucker, boy. Whew. I don't know, you know, in them courtrooms to Black men, but
just the separations period or catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? Because people get hostile, and you know, but that's typically the Black experience, right? You know, it's like divorce, separation, can't get through the whole fucking grid. That's just how we built. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So peep the game, man. Again, like I said, this is my partner here, man. Like, Stacy Static is a friend. Like, I've been knowing her since I was a fucking freshman in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got friends in common. Like, I know her in real life. All right? You know what I'm saying? So we don't just have an internet bond. We didn't come and say, let's cross collaborate because, you know, like, let's just do it because, you know, let's amp our fucking numbers up. Like, we know each other for real. You know what I'm saying? So I just want that to be known. So you can critique anything she says, but like, got to be respectful to some degree. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she gonna be back on. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, keep it real, man. Most of the niggas in the manosphere, man, you niggas is simp ass niggas anyway. Like, just to keep it a buck. Like, if you want to be real about it, man, you go look at all the channels in the manosphere that's female, and you'll see the motherfuckers got way bigger numbers than most of the niggas in here. Straight up. Not keep it a buck. Now tell me I'm fucking lying. If you nigga want to start pressing some old motherfucking manhood shit, like, come on, man. Most of you niggas is tricking like a motherfucker for these chicks. Whatever the fuck they say, you niggas like, oh yeah, I like what she said. Here, let me give her some more money.
So wait, there are women in the manosphere?
Hell yeah, some women in the manosphere. Okay. I ain't mad at them. I'm just saying, come on, man. Let's just keep it fucking real here, man.
The whole thing.
Niggas say some shit. Oh, we heard that before. Woman say some shit. Niggas, like, you know, like the mask and shit, where the cartoon where the motherfuckers' eyes pop open, they fucking jaw drop to the table, and they tongue roll to the floor.
Oh my God.
Niggas just come out the worst like, hey, down, now, don't. Start motherfucking cabbage patching, got the cape out like, I'm about to pay this motherfucker.
Oh my God, the visuals.
Hey, $500 super chats and shit. He ain't lied. He ain't lied. Know what I'm saying? So don't act like you don't want to hear women's voices. Niggas in the manosphere is tricking like a motherfucker. Keep it real.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Shit, it's tricking if you got it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's tricking if you have it too. You know what I'm saying? So like that. but okay. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. All right. So what I wanted to do was to show you some shit, and let me start showing the shit. Rob. Share the screen. Pete, let's look at what she has to say, and then after seeing what she has to say, what do you think about it?
This. They have idealized your marriage. They sit there and look at it, but you have always been very clear-eyed and very honest that marriage takes work. It takes daily work, and that it is not always glamorous. And you have had some very unique strains, but there's also the strains that any of us who are in a relationship or married face, whether it be whose career goes first or who takes on the childcare labor. Is there one piece of advice that you would give for people who are thinking about how you put in that work for a partnership that's lasted that long?
Yeah, it's not really one piece of advice. To me, it's a philosophy. It's an outlook. In this age of, we want everything now, we want everything quick. When life is everything but that, we have to understand that marriage is never 50-50. And you sort of wonder how that idea kind of got out there. I have found that if you stick with
that idea is out there, goddamn me. Tell me it ain't out there.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think it is.
That idea is out there. Let me keep going, pushing through this shit. So, because right now, women don't really want 50-50 for real anyway, because they don't want to pay any significant bills, or they don't want to take on any financial responsibility where they're the major contributor. They want a nigga to be able to take care of them. Now, this is the shit that fucks me up about it, though. This ain't a hunter-gatherer society. We're not living in the savannah of fucking Africa or in a tropical environment near the Amazon. This is a fucking fully developed civilization with lights, running water, police officers. Not to say that they always show up on time and that people don't do fucked up shit. We know that does happen. However, ain't no lions and tigers and bears about to creep up on you and fucking snatch your ass out of your fucking sleeping arrangements. You get what I'm saying? So we've created the conditions in which, and women fought for this, to where they can make money as well. Right? They want to be able to participate in the labor force right alongside men, and they want the same respect and they want the same treatment, right, as men. And not to say they always get it. Okay, we know niggas can be fucked up, but I know women is fucked up too. Okay, so, but the shit I'm saying is this desire, which one can argue is based on evolutionary biology, namely that the conditions in which human beings evolved were such that women wanted men of a certain type. Okay. But the game has changed, and women have been part of the change of the game. Okay? And if you change the game, you can't oscillate back and forth in and out of different roles and shit, and then use like a cafeteria style choice system where you only get the shit that you like you're in a fucking, like, what's the name of the shit? Where you can pick whatever you want, like a smorgasbord or some shit like that.
The buffet, yeah.
Yeah, like you at a buffet, like, I like this shit about masculinity, but I don't want to take no risk. I want all the good jobs that men have had. I don't want none of the fucked up jobs that these niggas had. So no, I'm not taking out no trash. I'm not fucking shoveling no shit. I'm not doing none of that hard shit. I want strictly AC and comfortable environments where my nails don't get scuffed up and my hair don't get fucked up too bad. I only want a man, for a visual purpose or a purpose of being able to give me things, but I don't want to be able to, or I don't want to have a duty to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I want to receive, but I don't want to put in and invest. And it's like, what the fuck, bruh? And this is the problem. Women are not educated, socialized, enculturated to feel like they have to do anything for a dude at all. So they talk 50-50. They can't perceive themselves as doing 70%. most of the time, or 80%, or anything. Because to them, that's diminishing or like devaluing themselves.
But women do it all the time. I mean, you always hear about women taking on a man who ain't got no car, who ain't got no place to stay, and she allows him to move in with him. She allows him to move in with her, and she does all of these things. And
you talking about a hobosexual? That's what we call them here, a hobosexual. So I mean, but some women like that arrangement because that gives them power. Because it's their house, it's their car. So a lot of them like to play the masculine role. They like being in the position of a man. Some of them like to. Okay, a lot of black women are like this. Okay. It just is, but when it comes to what they favor and how long that arrangement will last, it's not a recipe for a long-lasting relationship.
You talking about the women who take in those men?
Yeah. But we already know when women take in men anyway. First of all, even if you the one taking her in, she still got a fucking social advantage when it comes to the judicial system. Or the court-based system. She has power over you. If anything goes wrong, you're the motherfucking blame. Now, if she is basically taking you in, my mom's told me a long time ago, saying God bless her soul, she's deceased now. She told me, don't ever stay with a woman. Flat out. She flat out told me, bruh, son, don't ever stay with a woman. Like at her shit, like are you going to her house? She's like, no, don't you ever do that.
What was the reason?
Well, we know what the fucking reason is. Because a woman will be like, you need to get out. They'll tell you to get out of your own shit. Ain't that some outright? Hey, what part of the game is that?
Yeah, that's true. That's real.
Like, I'm like, man. You tell a nigga to get out of his own shit.
Yeah, you're right. That's nasty.
But I mean, if you feel,
because my mother told me the same thing. Don't ever do that.
But you got to think if the traditional arrangement is such that it's supposed to be customary for people to fucking get married and to live together, and our parents are like, don't live together. Don't depend on each other. Don't be interdependent with each other. Everybody go on their own way. And then you motherfuckers wonder why we got these issues.
No, and I completely agree with you. I remember my former sister-in-law told me that me and my sister were not married because of my mother.
Man.
I had to really think on that. I had to rest with that. I still think about it. I still think about it. And I definitely believe that the things that I saw growing up just fueled my independence. It fueled it. I was just like, I don't need no man.
That's all. You get into a fight with a nigga, just a disagreement. I don't need no man. That's the first thing you motherfuckers start thinking.
But I don't even know that I ever actually said it. I just actually lived it. Like I was ambitious in my job. I remember the men at my job used to say things behind my back, like, she needs to go find a husband and shit like that. Like when I was younger, like, cause all of the men that I worked with had wives that didn't work. Every last one of them. Every last man at my job had women at home that did not work.
So anyway, at this point, look, if anybody wants to like respectfully come up and say something, I would really like to see what BGS has to say, but I ain't gonna force him to come up because he can do what he want to do. He's the boss in the space. He's my sponsor, so I would just like to know if any of you guys have any comments that you want to make. If not, we're going to stay on for maybe about 30 minutes more. That's it. And then we're about to break because we've been on for like an hour and 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just done talking.
But see, that's why I told you. First of all, there's never been a point at which we have a problem communicating.
No, we go be some chatty motherfuckers.
We ain't never had an issue talking ever in life. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew that like if we did a show, it was gonna be good. And then you've been doing shows. You've been on the radio for hellas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you've been part of the entertainment business forever. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I necessarily have not been. You know what I mean?
No, I guess.
But I already knew like, okay, she gonna be able to talk. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? She can hold her own, even if motherfuckers is assholes or whatever the case may be, she can still hold her own.
Yeah,
you know
I just don't like people assuming shit. It's like, hold on, bro. Don't assume shit about me, because
Right. So okay, so here's okay, so let's 50-50, but you know, let me finish this and then I'm gonna move to another. Damn, I'm acting like I can just hit that little dialogue window right there, like that shit gonna move something. No.
With it, you know, over the course of your entire relationship, you may have 50-50 over time. But if I look over my marriage, if I were to judge it in year 5 or year 10, there was never 50-50. Somebody was always giving way more. Someone always needed a different kind of thing. You have to evolve with it. And so, yeah, there were times when I felt like I was 70% in and he was doing 30%. Because of the choices that I made in the terms of how I wanted our family to look. Yeah. I had to take my foot off of my career gas pedal, never putting on the brake, but slowing up a little bit. Those are the natural compromises that are required. And I feel bad when I see young people giving up on their relationships because there are periods of hard. There are periods of discomfort. So,
and there we go. Periods of hard, periods of discomfort. Right?
Yeah, but you already said people are getting into the relationships for the wrong reasons to begin with. They getting into relationships with nigga because he took her to Dubai. That ain't no relationship. That nigga is a spendthrift and he's silly. He should have paid for your education. One of y'all needs to be educated or something. Y'all shouldn't be going out the country. I mean, it's just a lot of silly shit that goes on. I mean, like she said, and the choices that people make, the stuff that they get into, we need to start talking about that. That's a big problem. You're not choosing the right partner. Think about the partners that you're choosing before you really start getting on this bandwagon about how fucked up the partnership was. Did you really choose the right partner for the right reasons? Were you really thinking about the infrastructure of life? I'm gonna continue to use that. That was good, Akon. But yeah, I think that's important. I think a lot of us choose the wrong partner because of our conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, you know, motherfuckers marry, like we in the space that we exist in, we say a lot of women, they either fuck or they hook up with guys because of the excitement, or, you know, like they meet some sort of sexual marketplace value standard, they cute or some shit like that, or, you know, they get enthralled by a certain kind of lifestyle, whether it be some thug shit, entertainment shit, athletic shit. They get enthralled by, you know, what's hip or what's cool, but they don't really actually think about like who they actually should be thinking about for longevity and sustainability as it pertains to a relationship. And then also, one of the things that we also don't have is conflict resolution skills. Like, motherfucker, a Negro don't get their way, it's a wrap right then and there.
Yeah.
I'm like niggas don't have between 1 and 10. Niggas are either at 1 in full love blast or they on full fucking 10, you know, like conflict level wise.
Right.
And that's not normal. Like I hate, like that's what you call fucking bipolar. You know, or fucking manic depressive type shit. Yeah. Either I'm euphoric or either I'm like depressed.
Yeah.
In the context of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, that's roller coaster shit. It's not healthy. But I want Distinguished Legacy came in first. And so I want him to say what he got to say. And then, you know, of course, I got to give honors to BGS, the Black Gnostic Speaks, man.
Absolutely.
Distinguished, you got something to say?
Everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, salutes to you all. Hello, Miss Stacy. Hello, GG, and hello, BGS, man. Great conversation that you all have jump started for us, and this is necessary. With that being said, I wanted to hint on the biggest area that I heard Miss Stacy speak about, which was black men and healing and lack thereof. I actually was on a conference call with two therapists yesterday, one being a male and one being a female, and we all came to the conclusion that therapy in itself is a great resource. However, uh, therapy or the idea or the philosophies or the doctrine in which most therapists have been taught, they're not yet ready for for the humanization of black men. A lot therapy or the idea of therapy is not ready for what black men face. The plight of black men, down to who we are as a foundation. We the foresight that we offer, our virtues, a lot of those things aren't being acknowledged in the therapeutic process, which kind of eliminates therapy from the dichotomy of sources that we can use in our healing process. So a lot of black women emphasize the idea that black men, you know, you should go to therapy and you should heal. From someone who goes to therapy often, the struggle that I have, along with a bunch of men that have intellect and have balance and things of that nature, young men specifically, what we find is therapy or the idea of therapy aren't really ready to deal with some of the complexities that we face because they haven't they work off a specific doctrine that is usually based on feminism. And I just want to get out y'all way and see if anything that I'm saying makes sense to y'all.
Yeah. I mean, that's a valid point, Distinguished Legacy. I appreciate your contribution, man, and you making that point. And I know I didn't really follow up with any commentary when it was said, but, you know, brothers out here, man, are like saying to themselves, first of all, they have a distrust of healthcare professionals, whether they be psychologists, psychiatrists, or MDs. We just have a distrust, and that's predicated upon the history that we have, you know, with the medical profession in general. Like, I mean, you know, we can talk about the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, and we could talk about how doctors today don't think that black people experience pain to the same degree as white folks. And this is especially the case when it comes to black men, whom they often perceive as superhuman. Like these niggas are like, I don't know, some kind of magical, special Green Mile type motherfuckers.
I mean, black women always calling themselves magic. Anyway, go ahead. I'm just making
You had to throw a joke at that motherfucker, but I get it. You know, I'm the same way. But the whole point is, Negroes, like recently there was a woman who came out and she had some opinions. She was a therapist and she got fired because of some of the deprecating things that she said about black dudes. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if your therapist is an intersectional feminist, you probably don't want to see her ass.
Well,
I'm just going to keep...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. And I got some examples for y'all whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole point is, if you start off with the assumption that men are like patriarchal, they want to dominate and control, all they want to do is abuse and extort and exploit, and they have to accept an entire constellation of political ideals and philosophical ideals rooted in, you know, the idea that men are inherently the repository of evil, and everything that happens that's bad and oppressive in society is predicated upon their, you know, maniacal interest in seeing to it that, like, people who are weaker than them are dominated and controlled and subjected to, you know, servitude. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, man, bro.
GG.
Like,
Gigi, I literally, and I'm sorry, I gotta say this. We had this conversation about this young lady. I'm like, once again, I'm talking to two therapists, one male, one female, both black. This young lady said that she was being verbally abused by her boyfriend. Comes to find out, when we dig, this young lady had grew up without a father herself, right? So she had no real understanding of the depth of men, how they use their voice or their tone to communicate certain things. So her idea of verbal abuse was actually correction. But if you have no scale or no measure to adjust, I mean, or to measure a man by, then anything that's outside of your normal tone of communication to you would be seen as a certain thing. So I'm just stepping out. I just want to give you that example of it speaks exactly to what you were mentioning.
Can I say this? And when I said therapy, I also said healing, just doing the work. Read a book. There are so many different resources. Even if you just Google, I think a lot of the times you made a joke earlier, Gigi, when you said that that I believe that all Black men think that they're perfect. No, but I don't even think that they see an issue in the way that Black men and women are in relationships, and it takes two to tango. There are habits and things that we have both brought into these spaces that we need to work on, and Black men need to do the work just like the Black women are trying to do the work as well. And I understand what you're saying as far as therapy is, you almost feel like therapy kind of sides with women, or it's from a feminist standpoint. Is that what I heard earlier?
So what I'm saying is this: like, oftentimes when people go to become medical professionals, they have to learn what is currently, the prevailing therapeutic theory, on how to deal with, all kind of issues related to oppression, domination, racism, sexism, genderism,
Absolutely.
So I mean, they have to learn all of these modes of thought as it pertains to being able to, engage in what they consider to be ethical practices. Now, I'm not trying to get into all of that. All I'm saying is that, like, oftentimes the pathway for the unique problems that men face are never covered because Black men aren't really actually studied. They're theorized about, but they're not actually studied in a practical and in an objective way. I mean, a lot of people have a lot to say about what fuels or what springs or motivates Black men's behavior, but what we really don't have are empirical studies that actually, get into the bowels and entrails of Black men's experiences. I mean, everybody theorizes. Like, I think Tommy Curry, who's one of the most prevailing Black masculinist scholars out here today, basically said, like, the most quoted person when it pertains to Black men contemporarily is Bell Hooks. Like, how in the fuck? I'm not taking away nothing from, her academic, esteem or whatever, related to, her ability to matriculate through the academy and to make a name for herself. But you got to think, if you want resources on Black men, so you go to a feminist author who's critical of Black men to find out the information about what Black men are like, what motivates them. You wouldn't accept that for Black women. You wouldn't accept it.
I wouldn't accept that for Black people. I'm over here. I'm appalled, really. I think that's sad.
But it's the same case for Black men too. There's a lot of Black male therapists that are brought up under feminist doctrine, and they don't even know that it's feminist doctrine until they're proposed with an opposite view. And then they're realizing they're like, man, I'm a man and I never humanized Black men.
And see this. Okay, so one of the reasons why I came into the space, I talk a lot of shit, and BGS is responsible for helping me gain some sort of notoriety in the space, and he hasn't said anything yet. A lot of people say, okay, well, the scholars are here, and they really don't add any value. These motherfuckers here just trying to get paid, which, we deserve to be paid for the service we provide to the space. However, the point is that we need more than just a whole bunch of niggas need to man up type of talk, which is not helping motherfuckers. We need empirical data. We need to know what the studies are saying about Black men, so we can have some sort of fucking defense, some sort of shield when we get bombarded with being the repository of evil and everything that's wrong in the Black community and in the world in general. Because, I mean, if you think about it, recently in the academy and in blogs, pieces, people are basically saying, well, Black men, all they really want to do is reproduce what white men have made. All Black dudes do is have ambitions to be white dudes, but since they can't do it, they have all this kind of pathology and dysfunction.
That's black female projection, because if you read Bell Hooks, that's what she wants, and you read Black feminists, that's what they want. They want to be able to have the status of white men by marrying into them. So they believe that we want the same thing they want, which is not true.
And look, I said this shit a long time ago, right? And I'll just show it to you, right? Let me go to YouTube. I'm going to my YouTube and I'm just gonna play the shit that I already put out there in the world.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gotta go to my shorts. I said, let me go to the shit. You can't hear that yet. I have to redo it. Let me see. Excuse me. Present, share the screen, make it make sense. And this is my sentiments on this. I know I put it in a short, and it really doesn't encapsulate the full, scope and the range of how I want to, discuss it or talk about it. But think about it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So Pete, a white woman seeking the power of a white man is a feminist seeking to smash the patriarchy. Hooray! A black woman seeking the power of white women and white men is an intersectional feminist seeking to smash the patriarchy and overcome racism. Hooray! However, a black man who seeks the power of white men and white women and who demands respect from black women is nothing more than a dusty ass who wants to be a white man and who selfishly keeps calling first dibs on the biggest piece of chicken in the Popeyes box.
Yes.
Make it make sense, man.
Yeah, stay in your place. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Stay in your place.
That's how we get characterized and how we get typecast.
It's been that way. In fact, I just played a piece from 1970, right, where they're arguing over this.
A white woman seeking the power of a white man.
Okay. The same thing, right? This is back in 1970. They're actually going back. These are actually scholars going back and forth, right? Talking about the revolution and what the civil rights revolution, right? He said now we have to, instead of fighting the white man, we got to go against our own women because they won't take a step back. Okay. When the thing is that, and what the woman said, you expect us to just give this up and not be out front and a powerful woman, and this, what she really said was if a black man's not strong enough to make us do it, take it from us, take control from us, then basically you don't deserve it, because we need a strong man to actually by force make us take a step back and take control of the family. That's what they were saying back in 1970, right? And what the brother said was that black. The one thing they said that most people didn't catch. Only one guy actually caught it on my stream, right? He said the modern black man. This is 1970. The modern black man, revolutionary black man, is not going to accept the same thing that his father and his grandfather took. In other words, we're not going to be in the background like we used to be, like we were actually brought up to be. Frazier said it, Du Bois said it, Clark said it, basically Julius Wilson said it. It's not that it hasn't been printed, right? Nobody wants to accept it. So it's white men, white women, and black women do not want black men to have any kind of power. Okay, you're supposed to stay in your place. Okay, that's how come that's how come black women back the sex being in the civil rights bill, because if it centered them, it centered sex over the black men. White women knew it, white men knew it, and black women knew it, and nobody says shit. Okay, nobody brings up a Clark, a Dark Ghetto. If you go back and read Clark, everything Clark said about the black community and the spread of the tangle of pathology, all the stuff that we're dealing with right now that we didn't used to deal with as far as the middle class, everything Clark said is front and center. Okay, down to what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion being on the White House, and centered, okay, or having a what's her name?
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, Maxine Waters. And what's her name?
Cardi B.
And Cardi B. And what's her name on Friday, Saturday Night Live, showing her baby bump as an unmarried woman, okay?
Yep.
All that stuff that Clark said, Kiki Palmer, right? That stuff that Clark said actually came true. And what I love about Michelle Obama is because Michelle Obama is the perfect gynocrat, right? What black women say, if you're powerful enough, you're rich enough, and whatever, right, you will get submission from your woman, no matter what, right? He's the most powerful black man on the modern face of the earth, right? Ascending to power of the white throne in white America, right? And guess what he cannot get from his woman, from his wife, and all the other first ladies are childish up Michelle Obama. You can't say that about your husband. He's the president of the United States. You got to show him some deference and respect. What did she say? Bullshit. Okay.
She doubled down.
She doubled down. He's just another black man, because fundamentally, I always said that Gigi might disagree with me, all right? And I've said this from very, very beginning. Black men have no rights that black women are bound to respect at all.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I disagree with that.
Why so? Okay,
No, 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 no.
shoot it to me. Shoot it to me. I want to hear it.
Because that was not my interpretation.
Oh, I'm not talking about your interpretation. I'm just talking about overall. I'm not talking about your interpretation. Okay.
But that,
Okay, so I
but
think
I gotta go back to what you said about Michelle Obama. I mean,
Yes.
I think that what she tries to show black women is that you have to be you got to be a part of a team in order to have a successful marriage. That's what I hear her conveying to women and to young black women. I mean, she just said it. She hates to see people give up on relationships because they hit a hard patch. It's just like I don't see how she made it come off like he was just another black man.
If that was the first time she did it and the only time she did it in that vein, I could understand. She's always the first. You know what? The first time I heard Michelle Obama speak was she was actually in Iowa helping Barack Obama campaign, right, in front of a whole bunch of white women, right, and she was talking about Barack Obama the phenomenon, Barack Obama the amazing politician, right, and what she said, well, he's just the guy that leaves the socks on the floor in my house.
Yep.
That was in 2000. That was in 2007, late 2007. I heard it out of her own mouth.
I was 17 years old, BGS, when I heard that, and I realized something was wrong at 17.
It's not. It's okay. The thing is, it's nothing
And that's
wrong.
so crazy that's so crazy because I didn't take it like that.
You know what? Okay. Let me ask you this: if I ask the fish, what's water about water? Tell him about water. What is he gonna say?
It's
He ain't gonna know nothing about it. That's what used to.
He doesn't know about it because he exists in it, right? What's water? What are you talking about? In other words, what we're trying to say, what the Black Manosphere is trying to say, is this: that we have existed in this environment so long, that's so normal that nobody sees it, and when we see it, I understand black women, right? When black women see it, said, "What's the problem? It's always been like this. What are you complaining about?" Okay, this is normal for us, and it is. That's what I call Klingon mating strategies, right? It's normal for when I was 5 years old. I'm 63, right? I was 5 years old. Where the first time I encountered a black girl at 5 years old, she's slapping me upside the head because I won't pay any attention. Okay, and I learned over time. I said, "Mama," why these black girls keep hitting me upside the head? What's she gonna say? Because she likes you, right? I'm in the fourth grade. I get bused to a white school, right, with white girls. None of that happens. Okay, and I'm saying is, wait a minute, a little white girl with you kind of flirt and play with her hair and kind of look over her shoulder, and a little white boy says she likes you. I said, no, she doesn't. They said, yes, she does. She likes you. She ain't slapped me upside the head yet. She ain't tried to pull me in the bathroom. Okay, she ain't tried none of that. She don't like me. Okay, because I'm not used to that mating strategy. And when I try to explain the mating strategy of black men to black men, because they've never been outside of it, they go like, huh. I'll give you one example, and I'll get out the way. Okay.
Now you ain't got to get out the way, BGS, man.
I will have to go though. So
okay.
What I'm saying,
So she got to.
Okay,
yeah,
she got.
go ahead,
I
finish
just
your
want to say
statement.
this one thing, right? Because actually, in real life, I do a show every week with my mentor, right? She's been a black female relationship expert for like 40 years. If I said her name, most people would know who she is, right? And we were trying to explain to her the difference between a black man and even other men, right? Black men really serve their women. We've been trained to serve our women, right? Even in sex, right? Because I used to get confused with like white dating coaches, right? Saying that a woman's orgasm is not important, okay? You keeping frame, you being a man is more important than her orgasm, right? And I said, as a black boy and a black man, that was the most important thing. Okay, if you did not make her orgasm and make her enjoy sex, you wouldn't squat. Okay, so that's a flip side. As my mentor says, black men and women are actually in reverse order of nature. We reverse to everybody on the planet, but things we don't see it because it's normal to us. And Michelle Obama has been chastised by every first lady about how she talks about Barack, ever since, even before she got in office. But she always doubles down because it's normal to her. And black women go ride with her because guess what? Yeah, girl. Yeah, that's right. Because it's normal. How you relate to your man is normal. And it's been that way for 100, 200 years. It hasn't changed. But that's the
Gigi, can I
problem.
jump in for a minute?
But Stacy,
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
Stacy,
let's
I
say
think
she
Stacy wants to.
reply.
Stacy,
Yeah.
No, I'm
She-
listening. I'm listening. I'm listening.
but if you need to pull out, man, just let me know.
Okay, I
mean,
will. I will. I want to
Yeah.
finish this though. Yeah, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is I don't want, like I said, I don't want to hog the mic. But the thing is, I have demonstrated this over and over. And the only reason I was waiting for the PhD is because maybe I'm looking at it at a ground level, okay, and maybe I'm not seeing exactly what I think I'm seeing. So I needed them to verify in the halls of academia. Do you guys see the same thing? And sure enough, it's the exact same thing. That's how come Dr. Curry had to ride out and get out of here, okay? Because his work was really not accepted in the black community, in black academia, the way it is overseas. It's not. That's how come he had to leave. And he was he pointed this stuff out. This stuff has been pointed out, okay? Because of our unique experience, in slavery and Jim Crow, that's our culture, okay? The thing is, are we going to accept that this is our culture and try to fix it and try to adjust it and try to make it work, or is it going to disappear? And black women, it's like me and Dr. Johnson had this long talk last night. It's like black women have never had to compete for their men, okay, ever. For the 200 years, this is the first time. Last 10 years is the first time that black women have ever had to compete for their men. It's because of the internet, because of not intersectionalism, but basically admixture with other cultures. They're bringing in Latinas, white women are open to dating whoever. Black men are getting on planes and boats like passport bros going elsewhere. Now black women have to compete, and they never developed the skills to compete for their men. Okay, never developed the skills to actually entice their men, because black men have always been in this lockbox. There's always been this controlled environment that black men had to be maintaining, because you venture outside, you're gonna get hung or killed or run off. Okay, and black women are actually calling on the government and other women, run these niggas back. Excuse my French, run these Negroes back to us, because those are our men, and you have no right to be with them. And the only way that they're with you is because you poured all these other, insults that they hurl at the women. They actually push men back. Don't go over there, because all they're gonna do is hit you with a lick. They'll take your money. They're gonna hurt you. The white men gonna kill you. Their men are gonna run you back. In other words, they've never competed, and they're trying to keep. They're trying to basically embargo everybody else. Okay, no, you can't have them. Even though we talk about them and we don't always want them, but thing is, you can't have them because it's a locked box. Okay, it's a enclosed environment, and now black women are going to have to learn how to adapt inside of a open environment, because everything's open now. Everything's outsourced now. Now, are you going to adjust, or are you going to let this thing disappear? Anyway, I'm done. Put my
Hey man,
soapbox
thank you
on
so
the
much,
bed.
BGS, for gracing me with your presence, bro. You know I fuck with you heavy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You already know that, man. And so shout out to the Black Gnostic Speaks, man, on the real. And AB is in this piece. He might want to say something. And look, we going every now and then I want to bring Stacy on, because she is a friend. And then not only that, she's a woman, so she can give us a woman's perspective. And I just, she a partner of mine, man. Real talk. We've been cool for hellas. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
And I want to say this. I'm not blaming black women. It's just the state of where we are in our culture. And the thing is, that took a very long time trying to understand this, and why this stuff actually goes off, and how to try to adjust it and fix it. And basically, therapy is not going to help. Okay, you have to fix the structure of the black family and black community. And if you can't do that, like Clark said and Monahan said, if you can't do that, then you can sit black men on the couch all day long. It's not going to help. Not gonna help
So one of the things that I said was this, and I've been saying it, like, if the judicial, and we've studied this. We studied the 10 Years of Abolition Act, and how the courts of chancery in England in 1660, basically usurped the power of fathers in the Western world. Okay, so and then in 1839 they came up with the Custody of Infants Act, which Carolyn Norton petitioned the English Parliament for, which gave women the custody of children between the ages of 1 to 7 to petition in the court. Okay. And then after that, you had an extension called the Tender Years Doctrine, which basically said that they can have the children up to 16. So there is no empire of the father as it pertains to the family, okay? Even in the Western, like, white world, okay? It used to exist, like we're talking about Roman culture, okay? Where the father has absolute control over children, women, whatever the case may be. And if your son steps out of line, you can murder your son, okay? In cold blood. And you know what the court system in Rome will do? Absolutely nothing, because you have exercised your patriarchal power. If your child, basically refuses to follow your orders or does something disrespectful, to slander your family name. Nothing tantamount to that exists in the Western world today. It just does not, okay? And so conjoin the judicial system and their really actual power and control over the lives of children, which they basically mediate through women, okay? Couple that with the condition of slavery, where black men had no ability to protect or provide for their families outside of the context of this weird, warped-ass hierarchical structure created by white people. You know what I'm saying? Even it extended to sharecropping and Jim Crow.
Yeah, it did.
Okay? But it got worse. One would think that, because black people were actually married during slavery and Jim Crow, okay? But the question is, what got worse? And this is why I read that paper from the Congresswoman. I can't remember the fucking name right now, but I did a show on it. Eleanor Norton.
Yeah.
Okay, where she basically says even in slavery, the labor of the male was valuable and necessary. Okay, it was a prerequisite for the family unit to be able to, or for children to actually be able to have a source of sustenance, okay? So even in the South, even during sharecropping, male labor was necessary, okay? But when the great migrations took place and black people moved from the South to the North and to the Midwest, the need for unskilled labor from black men was no longer necessary. They mechanized the workforce, they outsourced the jobs. They basically said, you Negroes are not valuable anymore in terms of a labor force outside of the context of the mass incarceration prison population. Okay. And so now you got, and not only that, enter women also into the workforce. It's like, this shit that Moynihan was talking about, like everybody wants to make sure that women are taken care of, and really it was a bourgeois white movement, okay? White women who are bourgeois, who didn't want to have, a position of subservience or inferiority related to their husbands, okay? They didn't want to have to ask their husbands for shit. Like, I don't want to ask my husbands for no money to go shopping. I want my own shit.
What did she just say about her mother?
but the point is, and look, my problem with the arrangement currently is, okay, so now everything has been opened up, right? But the problem is, women still want niggas or white boys or Asian boys to have the same kind of marketplace value of a time that was prior to the entrance of women into the workforce and the Civil Rights Act and all this shit. Like, you want your cake and eat it too. You want the ability to not be told what the fuck to do. You want to be independent, but you still want to have a man who can take care of you. But you got all the jobs now. You demanding that you all up in education now.
You took male jobs, but you still want the same results.
You can't have it both ways. Either you're gonna have to start manning up your goddamn self and putting on your granny panties and being like, fuck it, I can put some money into this shit too. If we were smart, niggas would be like, okay, women right now they running the table because they able to get loans or they're able to start businesses and do shit that men can't do. So men, what we ought to be doing is like saying, okay, well, shit, if she can start a business and get PPP loans and get money and shit easier than I can, I need to be doing this shit in her name. We need to be flipping this bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ought to be using each other in order to game the system. Instead of doing that, we operate on ideologies and principles of who gonna be the nigga in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of working together in order to make sure our kids is cool and that they got more than what we had. We ain't even thinking about legacy. We thinking about who gonna run the shit.
But y'all only talking about it from the standpoint of what people, the relationship between the men and the women. I mean, we're not even talking about like the social media and how everybody is addicted to like showboating and being on bullshit. Like nobody wants to build. You got men and women out here not wanting to build anything. It's not just women, it's everybody.
Social media is an amplifier.
Yeah, it's
always there. There's just social media just amplified it.
It's always been there.
It's putting a battery in the back. And the bad thing about social media, no disrespect, I love democracy. I think everybody should be able to participate. I think everybody should have a voice. But the problem is that the technology of social media has created the conditions in which any motherfucker can have an opinion, and their opinion becomes as valid and as important as the expert. That's the issue, like with social media to me. So we're the only country where a motherfucker with a blog can make more noise and motherfuckers value their opinion more than a motherfucker who's an expert and an academician. You even see it in this space yourself, right? Where motherfuckers be like, I don't like them because they got PhDs and all of this shit. It's like, dude, like, so what the fuck do you do for a living? Like, nigga, you own a trucking company? You drive trucks, nigga? Like, what? No disrespect. I'm not saying it's ignoble work because I'm not classist like that. Because you know where I come from. I mean, Stacy, I come from fucking Kasu. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I come from the fucking hood where niggas will knock your ass over stepping over their shoes or some shit. And she knows it. I mean, it's the real fucking deal. Okay, so, but the whole point is, expert shit is not actually fucking regarded with any kind of respect at all. It's just any niggas with opinions. And it goes for white people too. And I'm not saying it's just unique to black folks. So everything is level. And everybody's voting with likes and shit. This is like the Hunger Games, man. You know what I'm saying? Where information is of no import. It's your feelings that are import. And if you like it, that's what's important. Okay, and we're not gonna overcome social problems, institutional systemic problems with feelings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree that you people have to feel a kind of way in order to have the impetus to change the systems. Okay, but the objective conditions have an impact on the subjective attitudes of people, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying that shit about men, women for a while since I've been here.
So what's the solution?
The solution is go back to the Mining Report. Go back to what Clark was saying, right? The solution is, number one, you can't have a vibrant, active community if 10% of your boys can only read at grade level. Okay, you got to start there, right? You're gonna have to start valuing your boys instead of using them as material, because women look at men like material now. Okay, the men you want, you have to. They don't come off a line, off a tree. Got to raise them. Got to train them. We don't do that. Okay, because women, because I live it, right? Because I see what's happening to the boys in my family, right? The women don't want strong boys. Okay, they want boys that will actually do what they say. Women want control of the men, okay? If you want control of the men, then you got to take control of the men. Stop pretending like you don't have it. Take the responsibility for it. If you want control, and we've demonstrated this for the last 50 years. You want control? Fine, you got control, baby. You got white men giving you the money, they're giving you the jobs, they're giving you this and that. Now take that, and basically give it to your family and design it and bring it to family. Take responsibility for it. But women don't want that. No, Negro, it's your fault. You need to You need to find some shoes, find some boots, and raise yourself up by the bootstraps without boots. Okay, you're not giving anything. Okay, it's a crime that women, the most educated women on the planet, right,
Mm-hmm.
are not lawyers getting Negroes out of jail. Why does it take a white Jewish woman to get Negroes out of jail instead of when we have all these educated black women? Because you don't care about them. You don't. I grew up through the crack era, right? With seeing these uneducated dudes out on the street slinging dope for whatever, right? And having all these women with all these babies, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they make $1 million, right? They go to jail, they come out with nothing because the women spend all the money. They push these guys out onto the street to make money for them so they can have a good time, have this wealth, buy me a house, buy me a car, whatever it is. They go to jail, they come out with nothing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had 3 girlfriends who try to push me into selling dope. Well, you smart dude, you can go out and make money more. Okay. But thing is, when 20 years later, oh, it wasn't our fault. Some niggas out in the street committing crimes and shooting each other without telling what their part in it was. When black women have to come to the table and say, hey, I did this, 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 and this. This is my fault. This is my mess. I'm going to help you clean it up. Instead of saying it's all the black man's fault. They have to man up. They have to take it. They have to go to school. They got to struggle. And they have to just take the whole black community on their backs like John Henry and sacrifice themselves. I keep hearing that, right? And for what?
Mhm.
Because trust and believe in the crack era, a lot of black men like me took on women and children, and children whose fathers went to jail and actually helped the black community from collapsing. It should have collapsed in the 80s. But a lot of black men played the stepdaddy role. We're going to take on these kids. We're going to help out these kids, help out these women, no matter who they were with. And the thing is, and when we grew up like boomers and told the next generation millennials, our kids, man, don't do that shit because you're not going to get
They
anything
did
for
told
it.
us that.
Generation Z, hey, you don't want to play stepdaddy and take on all these 70% of women that have babies out of wedlock. Hey, man, don't do that because you're not going to get anything for it.
I
Because
think.
go ahead.
Well, let me
Go ahead. I
interject.
don't want to preach anymore.
No, but you make some good points. But see, women aren't used to hearing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but that's why the manosphere exists, because black men have been said. It's been said to black men, if you say something that seems to be derogatory, or if you make women accountable for shit, and you tell them what their role has been in the destruction of the community, then that's misogynistic. It's patriarchal. You're engaging in misogyny. Why? I mean, basically, you're not accepting responsibility for yourself. So, I mean, we can hear what we've done that's fucked up and where we're wrong at, but we can't voice our opinion on where our mothers, our sisters, our wives, our girlfriends, our baby mothers, the shit that they've done. We can't say nothing about it. Okay. Now, but the thing is, like, okay, so everybody knows that when it comes to wealth in America, black boys and black girls are not doing too well in the long run. If you look at our final tabulations of how much money we got,
right,
we behind white people a whole hell of a lot, right?
You gave all the civil rights and affirmative action jobs. 83% of it went to white women. You gave them the jobs. What do you think
It's the same way in diversity and inclusion.
Exactly.
But the thing is, black women signed on to this.
So this is what Curry says about it, right? So this is what Curry says. He says ultimately you got the 64, civil rights bill, and sexism is included in it, and we know that it came. We already know the politician. His name is Howard Smith. He's a Democrat from Virginia, and he introduced sex into the bill because he thought that either one, it would stymie the passage of the bill to begin with, or two, if it was to pass, what was earmarked for black folks would go to white women, because white women, of course, shouldn't have to compete with black women for jobs, and black women should not, in any circumstance, have a leg up on white women in getting a job. Okay, because it's white people first, right? I mean, come on, let's just keep it a buck. Yeah. But what ended up happening is, and even the woman who was responsible or partially responsible for pushing the shit through, she herself said it. Let me find a quote from this woman, man, where she basically says, that's not it. God damn it. That's not the motherfucker.
All right, Magic Fingers.
Yeah, man. Okay, man. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to put that shit.
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah. She was saying that she didn't think that black women should have superior rights and privileges to white women. What she would. That's what she said out of her own mouth. That's what she
I
said.
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I don't subscribe to the feminist movement because I'm just like everything in this country is built to be about white people. Period.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
we supposed to stick together as black people. Like we, I don't.
But the thing is, white women got all the benefits, and black men took all the blame because it didn't work. It didn't
Yeah,
work.
I actually heard a white woman say this about Stacey Abrams. She's like, yeah, I voted for Greg Kemp. And she flat out said it in her TikTok video. We do not want black women to have any kind of power over us.
Yeah. And by proxy, black men. And Stacey Abrams didn't want black men to have power over black women. They said so.
Yeah, well,
Get behind us, and that's that caused the Ice Cube effect because black women say get behind us.
But I mean, but the big thing to me is, okay, so when black women are doing okay as it pertains to getting jobs and in education, right? So they're pretty much comparable to white women, right? In terms of education and the income they make from their jobs. I mean, this is just the facts. Like if black women have the same kind of family conditions as white people, even worse, they do better than white women in some instances, okay? But the problem is not income, the problem is wealth. And the reason why the wealth gap is so humongous between black people and white people is primarily because whatever goes down, nobody wants to ensure that black men are enfranchised or that they have access to jobs and education. Because if black men are not comparable to white dudes in terms of income and their ability to accumulate wealth, how the fuck are you gonna ever get to their levels of wealth?
Yeah,
you're not gonna ever get there.
It's not gonna happen.
Clark Monahan. If you read the Monahan report, that's exactly what he says. If black men, especially in a country where men are expected to lead their families, don't have the access to wealth and jobs like white men do, you're never going to get there. That's what he said.
And so I apologize. So it's one brother in the chat that says the chat censorship is heavy. Man, dude, I got a bot running this shit, man. I ain't doing a goddamn thing. It is what it is. But I don't want people just putting a whole bunch of curse words in it. So on the playback, it's automatically getting flagged. Because let me tell you something, man. Black men in the manosphere who do content get flagged anyway.
Yeah.
Our videos get flagged. So anytime we put a video out there, immediately it has to be under review. Well, at least mine. I don't know how other cats, how they shit shakes down. But as soon as I put something out, everybody wants to know, can we do a human review of it? Because they ain't gonna accept my statement.
Yeah.
Even if I don't curse, they still gonna say, well, your content is, sensitive or it's not great for our sponsors or whatever, which to me is some bullshit. But I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize for having the bot on, but I can't be there. I can't have a conversation and then monitor and surveil everything being said in the chat. It's just I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But like all I can tell you is, man, we got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of more conversations to have. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm glad that Stacy agreed to come here. I hope she will come again on a regular basis in order to talk about various issues. And,
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. I learned today, and I love to learn things.
Yeah. My thing is basically I want black people to actually realize what the situation is, right, and actually accept it and understand it, and then whatever you decide, you decide. If black women want to run it, let them run it, as long as it works for everybody. But my thing is, let it work for everybody, not just black girl magic and blame men because they can't keep up.
Don't really work for the girls either, but that's another story.
It basically, in essence, it doesn't. But basically, what you have with Richard Reeves in this push to actually center men again is because white men are actually giving up. That's the problem. They're giving up. And so we don't want to deal with this anymore. White men are actually giving up on the system. And that's the
Right,
problem
right.
in Western society. They're trying to correct this. Now they're listening to black men because we've been dealing with this for 100 years, and they haven't. So they have to study from us.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, you know, Ray asked, you know, like to get this motherfucker to say a woman did anything good at all is a fucking miracle. So
Yeah,
he,
yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
no
Yeah, she was
no
fair.
shade to that motherfucker
Yeah.
Ray ass. You know, he's a shit talker. I talk shit to him too. You know what I'm saying? But for this motherfucker to say Stacy did do a good job, goddamn it,
she's
it's
fair.
like you must be tap dancing on fucking water right now. I don't, you know.
Oh, well,
Yeah, well,
thank you so much. Yeah, I think I'm fair. Thank you for
she's
saying
fair.
that.
Yeah.
I am. I see.
Yeah, but
I'm a daddy's girl. I'm very close to my brother, and I have good male friends.
That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's why. Yeah.
I have a different outlook, and I mean, I've been in male spaces my entire life, and I get it.
But
Men are human.
You still grew up Klingon though.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, we all grew up. You got to think about this. I just want, and then we can disband because I know everybody's probably tired.
I got one thing to say to Stacy. Kablot.
But the reality is, like most boys, like you got two girls, Stacy. So you just really this shit don't apply to you. But just imagine that you were raising boys, okay? And the only input or the like the persons that they see in power day after day is their mother. You understand what I'm saying? That's gonna have a psychological impact on your son. Not to say you don't love your son, but if all he sees is you and you're in authority, he's gonna be thinking to himself like, okay, well, this is default authority. This is where it comes from.
Right.
Okay. Like I remember, like my mom was the only motherfucker around until I was like maybe 10, 11 years old when she remarried, okay? But if there was I mean, she made sure I played football and shit like that, so I had some guys around mentoring me in some capacity. You know what I mean? But like if if a kid got into a fight with me in the neighborhood, what the fuck does she know about it? You know what I'm saying? Like how can she teach me how to fight? You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, oddly enough, she had to, because I mean, one day some dude bullied me and, he just wouldn't stop bullying me. And then she was like, if you ever fucking run from this nigga again, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. If you come up these stairs and told me that this nigga bullied you again, I'm going to whip your ass till the motherfucking cows come home. So I beat that little boy ass, man. But it took that time. But a man would have done that shit from the jump. It wouldn't have been like, oh, we got to wait 6 times for this motherfucker to fuck with you before this is what you do.
Throw it at him.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, ultimately, we used to live on Dixon Street, which is now James Cool Papa Bell in St. Louis. You know that motherfucking street is some gutter shit. Yeah. You know the niggas that live around there. Okay? So, we living on Dixon Street, James Cool Papa Bell. Any street named after a nigga playing baseball in the Negro League, you know that's some fucked up shit. Okay? And in the city of St. Louis too, man, we fought with bricks, sticks with fucking nails in them. I fought that little boy till the sun went down. I swear to God. And she was like, you whip his ass. And thankfully I had a mother that understood that you got to find a way to help your children, man, defend themselves if they're boys and not get run over and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, a lot of women will be like, oh, today the default thing is to say, fuck it. You come in and put a dress on or some shit. You want me to do your nails? Say it ain't happening.
I know it's happened, but I already told you I'm not finna entertain that shit. I'm not entertaining that shit.
But our education was different too. Like we went to school. I went to school with nuns. Them fucking women, man, would put on boxing gloves. They would put on boxing gloves and fucking fight us, man.
Yeah, them nuns ain't no doubt.
They were about corporal punishment and shit.
They didn't play.
They would slap us with rulers and shit, paddles. Like the shit that frats be fucking hitting each other with, them motherfuckers was hitting us with that shit. We was in the 4th and 5th grade, man.
Until they stopped it.
So, it is what it is. But look, I thank all of y'all for coming, man. It's been a great conversation. I think we need more conversations. I would like to have more women but see, motherfuckers think that when they hear me online that I'm some sort of weirdo and I don't have no female friends at all. Like, I just don't even know how to talk to women. Women don't like me, don't find me attractive at all. Like, Stacy, you gotta tell them the truth about that shit, man. I can't tell them.
He's a normal guy with normal social skills, with normal social interactions with women. And I would say he does well.
That's what the G is. He got a little swag in it.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad, Gigi. Don't feel bad, Gigi. I get the same thing on Facebook. You hate black women. Like, okay, so why do I have a bunch of married black women and single black women in my friends list? Okay, keep playing. You can say that.
But I mean, but the thing is, see,
I might reboot my women's channel. Okay, again.
I think it does need to be, but motherfuckers think that, like, I swear to God, motherfuckers think I'm some hideous 300-pound dude that I can't breathe. I'm angry all the time. Like, anybody that knows me knows I talk shit, but I'm not one of the happiest niggas you can be around. I'm always laughing, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not in a way where I'm trying to, hurt people, but like man, niggas in St. Louis, in my circle, we kick it. We have fun, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't be on that bullshit. We have fun. And, like, I don't know, man. I just don't know what it's like to, quite honest, I don't know what the world is like without being able to have some chick that want to give you some ass here and there. I just don't understand I don't get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't understand it.
But and that's what I'm saying. So you need to be real with some of the people that you already said. You said at the beginning of this that these men ain't out here having sex. There's something wrong with them. They need to work on stuff.
It's not just them. It's also the women too, because this thing called femcells are actually rising too. In other words, what's going on is that the social media and the cell phone, the smartphone is actually pulling people apart. They can't interact without their phone, and that's the problem that they're having. And,
technology is beautiful.
Technology.
It's wonderful.
Heidegger is right about this. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm big on trying to say, like, you got to be able to pull back from the technology. Like, I don't know what it's like to go. Like, I was telling Stacy the other day, I know niggas slid into her DMs on many occasions. Okay. But I don't know how to slide into a motherfucker's DM. Like, I think it's creepy to slide into his chick's DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know shit. I don't know nothing about her, bro.
If I like,
hold on, AB.
Okay.
Like, if I put it this way, I got to be able to see a chick and to read her body language to determine whether or not she even want me to fuck with her.
Yes, that's important. That's really important.
Or whether I want to deal with her, If I don't know you, I'm older, but I'm saying, if I don't know you in person, then I don't want to, I'm not having this relationship with you. I don't know you. I've never met you in person. I don't know who you are. And what the thing is, technology has kind of ruined that for a lot of guys.
I'm the same way, Gigi. I'm just not being in the chick's DM like that. If I can't see you in person, I'm just not going to waste my time. I don't care how cute she is.
Yeah. But to me, that's thirst. To me, that's some thirsty shit. Like,
it is.
Like I
ain't gonna have another way to do it. I mean, it works for some.
It's called go outside.
Yeah.
I would do it if I thought that it wouldn't make me look like a fucking creep. Like, for instance, if you see a chick in real life and she doesn't make eye contact with you at all, and when you step close to her, don't fuck with her.
Right.
Thank you.
Don't fuck with her. If she ain't even looking you in your eye, nigga.
Right.
Leave that chick alone, bro. Please. Don't fucking talk to her. And Stacy, I hope I don't appear that arrogant, but like,
well,
put it this way. Like, the way I look at it is, if you ain't looking at me, bitch, you done lost out.
Well,
you lost out. Like, I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't that tight, no way. I mean, these chicks be, man. I'm just saying, like, look, I ain't the most. I'm 6'3". I weigh 215 pounds. I ain't the greatest looking nigga on the earth, but I ain't the ugliest nigga either. And I got a cool personality.
And you got a PhD, and you're educated, and you're verbal, and you you have good social skills. Yeah, you're top like 1% of black men.
But no, I ain't gonna say all that now.
I
Right.
would. As you are.
But
Add them all up.
Right.
Hey,
You
man.
over 6 feet?
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
I mean, you.
That's the top 10% right. Well, top 5% right there over 6'3". It's top 5%.
that shit, they treat us like shit too.
All right.
They don't respect us
I'm glad.
either. They don't respect the nigga. You got a PhD, you making money, you got a motherfucking nice car, you got the good job, the shit, you got a house. They still don't give a fuck, nigga. You like you said,
Klingons, okay? You're a Klingon though, still.
This the shit that fucks me up. If Luther Campbell can get it, I know he's ignorant though, like they say, but that's a nigga that's he's a fucking high value dude. He's got renown and money. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, okay, fucking Emmett Smith,
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
If they women is like, nigga, you ain't shit, but you still a nigga. If it can happen to them, it could definitely happen to you.
That's what drives me up a wall, Gigi. They keep claiming he need to make 6 figure, he need to be a high value man, and I keep looking like, okay, we know you treat people like crap too. Why
gonna make any difference? Because we're here to serve, okay? You know, like I say, like the Winter Soldier, right? Ready to comply. we are who we are, okay?
But that's primarily because most of us were raised in households, especially in the past 60 to 70 years, where women are the ones who are they're the head of the family.
They always have been, man. My grandmother was born in 1910, right? It ain't changed, right? I knew my great grandmother was born in the 19th century, right? They're all the same. They haven't. Black women have not changed. They're still the same people. They ain't changed. People think they've changed a whole lot. They have. The problem is with black women, they haven't changed. They're still the same people with more money and more technology. That's the only, and more education. That's the only difference. They're still the same people. Michelle Obama could throw it back to the 1910s. Same people, same attitude. Okay, black women have not changed. That's the problem. They think
I'll show you why. I think ultimately, here's the reality of black life. I tried to put this shit out there a long time ago. And I showed it a whole bunch when the last show I did about the black police officers. But here's the insane reality of black life. It just is what it is.
We're gonna let Stacy go after this.
Yeah, I'll let her go after this. She can go after this. I'm so sorry for keeping it as long as I have.
Doll is the black doll.
Yeah.
And which one is the white doll?
And this is Clark's work.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because she's white and he has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me?
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
That's a, and I try to explain to people like that's the trauma that needs to be fixed. Yeah. Because if you don't fix that trauma, every subsequent relationship you have with somebody like yourself is going to be flawed. It's going to be pathological. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure like a kid in Africa who grows up and he sees nothing but Africans and shit, they're not like, oh, you ugly African motherfucker.
No, that's true. But that's why both of my girls, I never put relaxers in their hair. My youngest started wearing her afro. My oldest started wearing her afro when she was the same age. Like they know that they are black women and they're beautiful black women, that we are Black people, and that Black people are beautiful, and they are your friends. Like, I don't know. I don't. That's that conditioning. Yes, white supremacy did a number on us all.
But you know, Hakeem makes a good point, because even in Africa, I'm pretty sure that, you know, especially areas that were deeply colonialized, people have these same sentiments, because a lot of them motherfuckers use skin bleaching and shit.
Oh yeah.
Dominican Republic, Sammy Sosa, need I say more? Fucking Michael Jackson, loved to entertain. I mean, dope ass motherfucker, you know, talent wise, but self-conception, self-esteem, self-perception, man, like we fucked up out here, man. And if we can't fix that, that's the pretext. That whole dial test was the pretext for the dismantling of Jim Crow itself, right? And helped, you know, basically lead to the decision Brown versus Board of Education. So if it wasn't for the dial test, you wouldn't have Brown versus Board of Ed, which wouldn't have led to desegregation, right? But now we got to undo the whole idea that there's something fundamentally flawed with us, man. Because even Black men will do it to us. We'll do it to ourselves. Our women will do it to us. Women will do it to themselves. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, self-maintaining, circular, cyclic. And, you know, we was in the 70s, man, motherfuckers at least had the right idea. Now motherfuckers is like, shit, you know. I understand body positivity, but it done went to some different levels, man.
Lord have mercy.
It done went to some. It done went to, like, you can be anything now. Like, okay, man, all right. But Stacy, man, I don't want to hold you any longer than you desire. I appreciate you coming. If you got a jet out, you can jet. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for the conversation, everybody. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And please come back, Stacy. Please come back.
Oh, and y'all can follow my page. I have completely different content. If you like stand-up comedy, I talk to a lot of comedians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, put your link in the chat. Put your link. Send me your link.
You need more shorts. That's what's blowing channels up. If you do comedy shorts, you're good.
Yeah, I need to make some more today too. Now that you said that,
I'm literally Stacy Static everywhere. So everywhere you type that in, I'll be there.
Okay. Oh yeah, we'll pimp your channel for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good.
And keep coming by, and you gonna keep, you know, like, at least the people who watch our shit can cross collateralize and watch your shit, and you know. So
let me clean my page up. It's a mess. But yes, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, bring it up if you can share it.
I'm just gonna text. So Stacy, let me just text her, because she out there. She been out there.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you know what she look like.
All right.
She pretty and all that good shit. So.
Well, yeah, but is she funny?
Yeah, she funny as a motherfucker to me, guys. I'll holler at you, Stacy. Peace out. Yeah, so let me share the screen, man. Stacy Static. Stacy. That's Stacy right there. Can you see her?
She's cute. Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah. She Stacy, you know, she been out there. She you know, been doing shit for a long time. Man,
so she's on YouTube or what? Or where she?
She got a YouTube channel. It ain't blown up and big and shit. She used to be on radio. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right.
But that's Stacy right there. You see her with Suge Knight and you know, that's she was with a whole bunch of celebrities, not fucking them, but you know, just because she was in the fucking industry. You know what I'm saying? So she works. So yeah, she would Meek Mills there and whole bunch of, you know, she got access to entertainers and shit. So she does shit with entertainers all the time, man. So
okay, all right, that's what's up.
Yeah. So that's her.
Right.
So look, you know, all you gotta do is look up Stacy Static. She everywhere. So you know, it is what it is. But I fuck with her. She my partner, man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? What's up with you, man? What's up? Keep it.
Going back and forth with these you already know these guys over this I don't know if you guys discussed it already, this police brutality situation. So my community tab is real crazy right now.
Oh really? I mean, I don't know why. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it is, but you know,
somebody sent me something, man. I don't know how true it is. They said that the dude was that got killed was actually messing around with a policeman's wife.
I got that email too. Yeah.
I seen that. I mean, I'm gonna look at that at this point as hearsay until they get it. But you know, you would think that in a situation that's clear cut that you know it would be pretty much, I would say the majority of people look at it that way. But you're gonna have your people who hold hard and hold fast, you know, and from what I can see in my, in my community tab, it's not just black men. I mean, we know what, the undercovers look like. And at the end of the day, like, I expect them to be what they on, oh, we need more facts and this and that. Like, bro, the whole thing is on tape. There's nothing else to look at. But aside from that, I mean, hey, BGS, I have white trolls on my page now. I made it.
No, you made it. Oh yeah, you in now.
Yeah, I got
dog,
white trolls.
Hey, dog, you gonna get that shit, and look, success on your, congratulations on your channel, nigga. You blowing up quick. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing what you're doing. But my whole thing is, look, I saw the shit that you put out there, man, today. When the shit you sent me on Facebook, I saw it, right? And it was basically saying, this Amiri Brown sucker. And I have to call him a sucker for this shit, because he's like, the black manosphere is responsible.
For what?
Mm-hmm. For this fucking shit that's happening in, with the police. Like, somehow black men in the manosphere have something to do with fucking Tyre Nichols. Tyree Nichols.
You can stay between Cynthia G's buttocks cheeks. It is what it is.
And I'm saying to myself, look, dude, I get that, you don't like the black manosphere. You have critiques to offer of the blac manosphere. But, bro, let's just face it, bro. That's like you stretching like a yoga instructor, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bending over backwards to try to create a link between what you have antipathy for and real things that are happening out here in the world. Let me say something, man, just to let y'all know, man, okay? 3 of them motherfuckers, man, the police officers, man, are members of my fraternity, man.
Ooh.
If anything, you can link their connection to the fraternity that I'm in with that shit more so than you can with the black manosphere, because I guarantee you, none of them motherfuckers, police, would consider themselves to be part of the black manosphere, man. The only motherfucking police officer that I know that regularly has any connection to the black manosphere is Charles Faulkner, man. Never heard of him having an incident of being suspended for fucking beating somebody to the point where they fucking can't walk the next day. So if anything, you can connect them to my fraternity and the shit that goes on within it. But you ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Now, to me, I don't want to connect it, because I don't think that the fraternity really actually creates guys who perform like that, who act like that. At least not in my era. Because then, the bros is some of the coolest motherfuckers I know. Now, if you trip, will they whip your ass? Yes. But most of the bros I know how to show restraint.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know how to pull back and say, okay, here's the punishment that should be meted out for a certain action. It's called judgment. It's called practical wisdom. But if you look at that whole tape, man, them niggas jumped out of the car on some bullshit from the jump, man. Like, I've gotten traffic tickets, nigga, and the police never come to me like, get out of your car, move like this, do like that. When have you ever seen some shit like that, man, for a basic or a routine traffic stop?
I've never had it happen.
Get out of your car. Let me see your hands. Do it. He like, whoa, all this shit, man, what did I do? Huh? And who wouldn't be shocked? I mean, like, I understand that you're supposed to comply, but come on, you got 5 Negroes, man, in police cars, and they coming to you on some rah-rah shit, man. You're like, bro, what did I do? What's the problem here? Like, damn, can y'all calm down? So, like, are y'all trying to hurt me or something? Because they sure came at them like they was trying to hurt them off the jump. Bruhs or not, members of my fraternity or not, that's some bitch-made shit them niggas did, man. If a motherfucker is down, it's time to stop. If he down, it's time to stop beating his ass. You got one of them police, man, he sprayed himself with pepper spray and got mad at the shit. You sprayed yourself with the pepper spray. But you mad at the nigga? You sprayed yourself? So it's time to hit him with the fucking billy club or the baton. But I told you the last show I did, man, and I showed that video, and it basically detailed how black people perceive themselves. How do we see ourselves? The anti-black bias amongst black people is even more pronounced in some instances than is white people's resentment and antipathy towards blacks. You know what Ice Cube said a long time ago. Black police showing out for the white cop. I gotta show these motherfuckers I'm with Team Blue, not Team Black. Or, what's that nigga doing on that nag type attitude?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, we got a problem, bro. We don't understand until we can clean that shit up. That Kenneth Clark Dow test, until we can get kids to have healthy perceptions of themselves and be comfortable in the skin that they're in, the bodies that they've been allocated and allotted by nature or God, however you want to term it. Until we can get over that, we gonna continuously be fucked up.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, right? Before I jump off here, because I gotta start headed toward the airport. I'm gonna be doing a stream on this, and one of the things that I will be pointing at, and I'm not saying what Amiri's saying, but one thing, because I disagree with him, he's wilding. But what I'm gonna say is, we got a lot of like super conservatives in this space. I'm gonna say it out loud, and I don't care who don't like it. We got a lot of conservative niggas in this space. One thing I will say, manosphere is it's more conservative than I thought it was. Like, this shit is extremely conservative in here.
It is, yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, but
what thing
keep it.
Before I go, G, I just want to say one more thing, and then I gotta really, really go. Not just conservative, because conservative is not just what it is. To me, is a lot of black male hating conservatives in this motherfucker. A lot. So I'm gonna touch on that. If people don't like me for it, or if I lose subs or losers, I don't care.
Well, you ain't shit anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, motherfuckers don't like you no way. No, we fucking with you, man. We love you. We gonna promote you, and we gonna promote and pump you regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But keep it, Marcus. This is why it's important for scholars to be here. These niggas don't want to hear this, but the reality is that a lot of these guys have self-hatred. When they look in the mirror, they don't like themselves, or they feel as if they're different than everybody else because they're a special type of nigga. Okay, or they're mad at other men because they feel like they have the right kind of cultural values, whereas all of the other black men, they just don't have them, or they're resentful at black men for being successful with women where they're not. And to me, like I said a long time ago, bro, I'm not here, man. If you got girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I mean, I'm not gonna say I ain't never had girl problems, but getting one ain't never been one. Having access to the box has not been the issue. The problem is what you're doing when you're in possession of the box, which is really not yours to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So, it's I see the guys, like these guys, man, feel like they transcend blackness until they have a nigga moment.
Yep.
That's how I perceive it. Like I've never seen guys so judgmental, so willing to attack their own. And I think the problem is that they feel envious that they don't have the positionality of white guys, so they want to scapegoat other black men because they make them look bad. That kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? They make me look bad. So
just to
is what it is.
I hold my position on violent offenders. I do. As far as everything else you talking about, I'm with it. Is a lot of these guys that, you know, when they see things like this happen to like a guy like this, there's no proof that this guy is quote unquote Pookie or Ray Ray, but they assume it since he got a police issue, right? And again, they use that argument to say, well, you know, if you don't be like that, you ain't gonna have no problem. Or, you know, they figure, you know, white supremacy will have no issue with me because I'm not behaving like that guy. And I've told them for years before you two, I said, white supremacy don't care or even just make the distinction between you and so-called Pookie and Ray Ray.
Nope. Never do.
They don't. So with that being said, you know, while I do think it's important for us as black men to weed out our own, you know, bad seeds, right? Just like how we talk about black women need to hold black women accountable. We can hold black men, and we do, right? And we do. What I'm saying is, you know, when it comes to these types, this is what they do. And a lot of these motherfuckers have voices in this space, which is supposed to be a pro-black male space. That is antithetical to what this is. So I'm not gonna play, you know, kumbaya and hold hands and stand in a circle with motherfuckers who preach an antithetical message to what the reason why we're here in the first place. Just to give some fake or you know, false sense or false projection of black male unity.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They black, we black, so let's not fight with them, or let's not be seen fighting with them, because just like the women who, when they in the room and ain't no niggas around, they'll be like, oh, this bitch is ratchet. Oh, this chick and this woman and this bitch, that. But as soon as some niggas come around, then they got to play that wall of silence, fake sisterhood bullshit. So you can't talk about the women that's making all black women look bad. I'm not with the brotherhood of failure shit. I'm not with protecting bullshit, whether it be coon shit, whether it be simp shit, whether it be, you know, degenerate shit, whether it be, you know, violent offender shit. I'm not with none of it. If it's antithetical to what we're here for, I'm going to speak against that shit. I'm not going to pretend like the shit don't exist to protect no false, you know, image of we all together and this, that, and the other. Because we don't need everybody. Everybody ain't going to fucking make it. Period. Point blank. Yo, G, my man.
Do your thing, dog. Holla at you, bro.
Got my backpack on, about to go to JFK and holla at the West Coast.
Man, have a good one, man. Have a good flight, my dude.
I appreciate you having me on here, man. I'll let you know when I'm about to do it, man.
For sure. Holla at your boy, man.
Good looking. Peace out.
Peace. AB, you got any final thoughts you want to share, bro, before we get up on out this piece, man? We've been here down there 3 hours. I enjoy coming on, though, man. It's one of the highlights of my day, man.
No, just thanks for having me up. Keep it grinding, keep it pushing, just keep it moving. I'm out.
No doubt, man. So anyway, man, today what I did was engaged in a conversation with one of my good friends, man. We've been friends for quite a bit of time, man. And, you know, every now and then, you know, it's good to have women's opinion on some shit that we talking about here, man. That, you know, it just is what it is, man, you know. And we got to talk. We got to reason with them, you know. I'll say the shit that I say around any and everybody. You know, I feel like what I do say, I can back up with resources and information. I'm not just out here to just hate and to disparage and to bash. I'm out here to educate and to, you know, enlighten and to reason. That's what I'm here for, man. But love and respect and appreciation, man. I will holler at y'all on the next one, man. See y'all, man. Peace.